Carlos and I both got Starfield today. I downloaded it this morning. He downloaded it like 5 minutes after I did. I've put about 5 hours into, but this is like day one. This is the first day anybody had code.
Yeah.
So we're just talking about it now, and the embargo is not for another little bit more than 2 weeks away.
It's kind of cool to do this kind of audio where it's like behind the scenes and also like as soon as we play something.
This is the freshest. It's almost as if we are recording in real time. That's how close we are.
Yeah.
To playing this brand new code that so few people have access to right now.
It's so funny. So we both played about 4 to 5 hours, probably.
I was pretty close to 5 hours, if not a little bit longer than that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to talk first because I know.
Yeah, you must talk first.
I have a feeling it's negative.
You already know what I'm going to say. Go ahead.
It's going to be. I can't believe. I mean, I can believe. But yeah, so in general, I think. Okay, what do I think? The first thing I think is a Bethesda game. It's Skyrim in space. You pick up a bunch of shit. You hit people. They die. And then you get experience points and stuff like that. Like, that's at a core, that's what it is.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, interestingly, you said hit people, though. This is going to be a really scattered, casual conversation because we're not doing an actual podcast section. But just out of curiosity, are you playing a melee character? You must be, right?
Of course I am.
Of course you are. Of course you are. Okay.
So, and here's the funny thing. We'll get to that comment in a second. Let me just do my overview. And because I just want to tell you, Brad, because we're not telling anybody else. This might never go anywhere.
We might not even use this. But if we do,
yeah.
Interesting.
But what I want to say is that I expected it to be that, right? Like whatever it is, I kind of expected it to be that. The things that were unexpected, good and bad, one is the frame rate is great. Like for me,
okay.
Maybe you're going to say like it's garbage.
And you're on Xbox X, I'm on Xbox X, right?
I'm on Xbox, and I was giving it so much shit about it wasn't going to be in 60, and yet it's going to be 60 on a PC.
Yes.
And I think that's crazy. But I move around a lot with the style of combat I do.
Well, so do I. I am also melee.
Okay. Oh, okay, cool.
Which is wild, dude, for a sci-fi game like this.
Yeah. But I always knew I was going to be. You know what I mean?
I did not know that I was going to be.
Oh, yeah. You converted.
I converted. For this game, I did.
But what I'm saying is the frame rate didn't bother me.
Yeah.
Like, right? It didn't bother you, did it?
No complaints about that.
Which is crazy, though, because I really thought that was going to be a sticking point for me. Like, because I've seen 30, but they did some magic wizardry, I think, to make it look really snappy. When Todd Howard said that in an interview, I thought it was just bullshit. But he wasn't saying bullshit. That it is snappy when you move.
I think I figured out his magic, but go ahead.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, one of them is film grain, isn't it?
I turned it off.
Oh, because the film grain's on. I feel like they were hiding stuff with that.
No, mine has been off since the start. I turned it off. I turned off motion smoothing. I just hate that stuff in general in all games. I just don't like the way it looks. So that's been off from the start, and there's been no problems.
Okay.
No problems.
Okay, I thought that was what they were doing to hide it, but you can tell me that later. Okay, so then that's the thing that surprised me for good. And again, I knew I was going to pick up the first melee weapon I could find. You just hit people. And they don't do, like, it's not a huge skill tree for melee.
No.
But they do enough things within the kind of beef up your physical stuff that allows you to play as a melee character.
Oh, I think that's absolutely viable, dude, for sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, especially with this type of game, you know. And we'll talk about it. And here come the rumbling cars. It's like evening time, and people just want to show off their engines.
Just adds to the verisimilitude. It's all good.
Yes, that's good. So basically, I'm all over the place. But I'm saying the other thing that surprised me in a negative way is the spaceship stuff.
Oh, dude, yes.
I know. We're going to like align on this. And your phone's going
my
right
wife is
crazy.
sending me all sorts of messages right now.
Does she know you're recording?
Yeah, but she's like, it's Carlos, whatever.
Oh, damn. That's the real diss. Holy shit.
She's like, it's your silly podcast. No, actually, I don't know what she's saying. It's work stuff is going on right now. She's handling a situation.
Okay, I'm not cutting this out.
No, it's fine. It's totally fine. Yeah, there's nothing.
So the spaceship stuff I don't like at all. Like, not even a little bit.
I hate it. I actively hate it, yes.
And what's weird, and I'm jumping all over your negatives, but what's weird is that, like, you have to do it right away because they want to, like, you know, get you used to it or whatever. And I think that what they were thinking is this is going to be really cool. We're going to show them they can do all these things like No Man's Sky. But I don't want No Man's Sky. I really don't. And I know that's going to come up later because you have that little drill, which I hate. And you got to, like, get resources and stuff. Anyways, my point is, and I'll turn it over to you. I really don't like that spaceship stuff. I like being in my spaceship.
Do we dislike the same thing? I don't know that we dislike the same thing. So what do you dislike about the spaceship?
Well, I don't like it at all. Like, I don't want to drive it. I don't want to do anything with it. I'd rather just say go to the place, which you can do.
That's exactly what you do. You don't fly your fucking ship at all, dude. That's the part that I hate about it.
Oh, that's what you don't like about
it? Yes, I fucking hate it. I want to fly the ship. I want to fly around. And it's like menus. I feel like they pulled the biggest lie on people by talking all that shit about flying in the universe and spaceships and galaxy and flying around and stuff. You don't fly shit, dude. Like, what are you talking about?
Well, okay, so I think my expectation was totally like checked for that, because there was literally an interview. They were like, you don't fly around.
Oh man, I missed that interview because you don't fly around. I'm like, what is going on here? Oh,
that's expectation though. Like, bogus. I knew right away that wasn't going to be a thing. And so here's my problem with it then. So that's your problem. My problem is that when you're actually doing it, I don't think it's fun. It's like a version of No Man's Sky where you're like, you do the combat because they make you do combat. Sure. And I just felt lost, and I'm just spinning around. And all those menus, like you said, menus.
Oh, my God.
I don't like a lot of the menus, but the menus in the ship, like, put up your shields down, put your shields up and down, put your, go faster. I was confused.
Where you're managing the energy thing or whatever?
Yeah, you're managing up and down. Like, speed isn't just speed. It's like pushing up and down on a little meter. I hated all of the experience of it. Like, I really didn't like it. And so then when we got to combat, I just felt like I was flailing, and I was lucky I won, but, like, they probably, made it easy for you.
Sure.
And then when they did the fast travel, for me, I was like, cool, let's just get me to the planet so I can hit things again.
Oh, God, dude. I just like... Whoo, boy, I don't even know where to even start with this one. I mean, I equally dislike it. I think that we dislike it for the different reasons, but I think we both equally dislike it, which is amazing. They are serving everyone's needs by making it equally awful for all people. I
guess so.
Oh my God. Okay, so 5 hours in, and real talk, dude, I don't want to play this game anymore. I'm ready to bounce. Like, I had a miserable time. I did not think this was fun. Even a little bit. Not even a little bit.
Could I offer just an asterisk there for both of us? I just got to the city, right? Mm-hmm. Have you explored the city at all, like the first major city?
Yeah, number one, I hate the city. I hate the way the city...
Oh, you've been in it?
Yeah, I've been to the city. I've done one major quest, like storyline quest. I did one or two minor side quests. And I fucked around in the stupid ship. So like I'm not saying I've seen everything there is to see, but what I've seen in the 5 hours is telling me I don't want to see anymore. I'm good where I'm at right now.
Well, then we're flipped, because I don't like a lot of parts of it. And by the way, this is again a negative Nelly to join your negative. I definitely don't think this is a system seller they thought.
No, I do not think. I agree.
Even if we get deep into like huge campaign stuff that's fun and really good story or whatever, it feels like Outer Worlds, right? I think Outer Worlds is a way better game than this, honestly. I don't think so. I don't think the combat is. I think the combat might be better in this.
The combat.
It's very clunky. It's kind of, Outer Worlds I love, but it is kind of clunky. It's like arcadey in a way.
I feel like this is also super clunky, dude. I think this is.
I think they're similar. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, I agree.
So
I agree.
My point is that it's not this like. This is going to save Xbox.
No.
Just like Hellblade wasn't. So that's why, and this is you and I can only say this now, and the few other people who are playing it, but like, we know now that it's not going to do what they wanted to do.
This is not a system seller. This is not... this is not even going to... For me, not even on my top 10, anywhere near. It's not even, dude. Like, I played 5 hours. I'm like, to be truthful with you, I kind of forced myself to play 5 hours because I'm like, no, this is going to be a big game. I know there's going to be a lot of talk. I know I need to see more than like... I was ready to bail after like 2 hours. I'm like, this is on the wrong track. This is not going...
But what would you like to see differently?
Okay, so here's
in 2 hours.
Here's my thing, right? Okay, so like it starts off pretty cheesy. Like the main story, I'm like, oof, okay, this is super cheesy, whatever. But I didn't expect that, right? It's Bethesda. Everybody, it's like the joke, it's like the meme of like the worst part of any Bethesda game is the main story. The fun stuff is doing the other stuff, right? I mean, that's what everybody says about every Bethesda game. Okay, cool. So I'm not really even dinging it for that, but like. It feels so kludgy and cobbled together with these disparate elements, right? So, like, you're like, I have so many thoughts, but it's like, okay, so let's look at the walking around part. Like, the walking around is fine. You can do first person, third person, whatever. That's fine. And I'm glad they had third person. I go back and forth between first and third because sometimes the third person is too cluttered, so I go into first when we're talking to people, and then when I do the combat, I back out to third and kind of look around and stuff. So it's whatever. That part is okay, but like immediately. I am finding contradictions in gameplay, right? Because like there's a lot of combat in this game, like too much combat in this game. I mean,
wait, but I only fought like the space pirates.
oh fuck, dude! I killed so many dudes. I'm like mass murderer in space, man. When you like every mission is just like kill a bunch of dudes, kill a bunch of dudes, kill a bunch of dudes, and I'm just like, wow, I'm killing like a lot of people, and it's just like. I don't think this is like really an action focused game because the shooting doesn't feel that great and the melee doesn't feel that great. I very quickly switched into melee because I was like, wow, melee is way more powerful than guns in this game.
Yeah.
I was
and
like,
also I picked a Ronin, by the way.
Oh, I didn't. Well, I didn't expect to be melee. I was like, ooh, lasers sounds good. This is all in space and stuff. I'm gonna be the laser person. Pfft. Whatever, no way. I ended up using a fire axe for like all 5 hours, dude.
Yeah, by the way, I got an what's it called, like Furious fire axe or something. Fire axe, yeah. And every time you hit something, that damage increases.
That's cool. See, that's a good weapon.
That is cool.
The fire axe. I didn't expect the fire axe to be the best weapon in Starfield. You know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you though, I did. Because I just knew it. And by the way, I also saw that. Remember that footage of them shooting in the very beginning? Mm-hmm. The very first trailer we saw? I thought it looked like garbage. And I was right. Because the shooting doesn't feel fun.
No, it doesn't.
And I was like immediately, yeah, of course I'm going to use my axe the whole time. So for me, I kind of was, again, expectations plan that.
Yeah, I mean, I very quickly found out. Because as I was cycling through weapons, I'm like, well, this weapon sucks. What about this weapon? Ooh, this doesn't feel good. What's going on? Like, the shooting doesn't feel good. And the combat feels slightly better, like the melee. But, like, overall... I don't think combat is this game's strength, and I'm surprised they were leaning like when you haven't even got to it yet. When you do like one of the missions, there's this one mission called Ground Pounder or something where you're like rescuing people, and I'm like, oh my god, like I killed 150 dudes in that mission or some shit like that. I'm like, this is silly numbers. This is goofy. Like, it feels like I'm playing Dynasty Warriors or something.
You know what's funny is I was just watching an interview or some sort of Reddit post or something about people asking if they could do a pacifist run.
Nope.
And now it's like even more hilarious to me.
I don't think you can.
There's a couple conversational things you could change probably here and there, but in general, you're going to be like killing a bunch of people.
This is like killing people in space, the game, which I was kind of surprised by. I was expecting more about, you get your usual, do you want to be lockpicking? Do you want to have persuasion? Do you want to have bartering? So I was thinking more of like along those lines, just from the opening scenes. Not like I went into it with a bunch of preconceived notions or anything, but like, dude, I'm just killing and killing and killing. I'm like, this, what? Well, see, okay, so like, even if this was to be a combat game, the problem is like, you have to also hoover shit. And it's like, people die, and in a fast-paced combat game, like I was running around meleeing people, jumping, doing my jetpack and stuff, and like doing all that stuff. But like then you have to like it's contra to picking up stuff off of dead bodies. Like I killed 50 guys. You can't do it then because you're killing guys, and then after you've got a battlefield full of dead bodies, you got to like scan around and find where the guys are and go back and pick that stuff up. What a total drag, dude. But if you don't pick that stuff up, you're losing out on all those resources and money and everything. So you got to do it, but it doesn't feel good at all to do it.
Wait, doesn't it feel good to loot stuff?
Yeah, man. Like when you're killing so many dudes and then like, I mean,
it's so second nature for me, dude.
Dude, like, gross. Like it is not a good design. Like that stuff, if they're going to have you doing this much combat this fast, and you'll get to it when you get to it. Try that Ground Pounder mission and you'll see what I'm talking about. You're like, wow, this is too many people to loot from. And also, I just don't want to loot like that anymore. I just don't think it's fun. And I just think it's just like a waste of time. I just don't enjoy it.
Here's what we'll definitely differ then.
Sure.
And it's funny because we like and don't like a lot about it.
But different things.
So literally when I go into a Bethesda game or any game that's first person that allows me to do melee, I like don't even start thinking anymore. Like my brain just shuts off and I go kill, loot, kill, loot, loot. So it's just literally like breathing for me.
They should just have those things warp into your inventory, man. Like it's like it's so
what
dumb.
I'm saying is some of us like it though. So I'm speaking for all the people who like it. There's some sort of like what's it called, dopamine rush, just like in Diablo. Like I don't think you like Diablo 4 as much as I do.
No, I don't. Yeah.
And the reason I do is because that dopamine I get from
I mean,
the kills and
maybe
looting.
So. Maybe so, and that's a personal difference. I mean, that's fine. But for me, in terms of design, that's not a design that works for me. That doesn't make a lot of sense to my brain. But then also, encumbrance, dude. I'm like, what? Oh my god, I hate encumbrance. And if we're gonna do encumbrance, you got to make it a lot easier to recycle your gear or like to get some. I'm dropping stuff left and right, and my person.
I was going to say your robot will carry a ton.
Oh, my robot's never the fuck around. I don't. Where is your robot? He's back on the ship.
Oh, you didn't. But basically, that's the only reason I made it so far with all of my shit, because I took everything. In a Bethesda game, I pick up everything, and I want to have like a whole dresser of those little cubes and stuff. I picked up all the Rubik's cubes. Yeah, we played this game totally different. Believe me, I took everything I could find.
Are you saying the robot came with you the whole time?
Yeah, he came with me the whole time, and he carried everything. Just like, remember what's her name in Skyrim?
Oh, yeah.
I will carry your burden or whatever. Yeah. The robot says something like that. You didn't hear him? He goes, I will take whatever you need or something like that. So he's like joking about it.
My robot stays back at the ship all the time, and maybe it's because I have a human partner. Do you have a human partner yet?
I don't have any partner, no. I just have the robot.
It seems like you can only have one active supporting character with you at the time.
Okay.
And my character can carry shit too. She's like, oh, you can. I think her name was like Sarah. Have you met Sarah yet?
No.
Okay, so you can't avoid meeting Sarah. You have to meet Sarah. You'll
I
meet
don't
her.
know. You haven't seen me play video games.
I mean, no, it's part of the main.
You have.
If you avoid the main story quest, maybe you won't meet her. But she's on the main story quest, and she's like a required part of the main story is talking to Sarah. Like, you can't get around it. So you might delay it or something. But if you want to finish the game, you're gonna eventually talk to her. But she's like, oh, can I come with you? I'm like, sure. And then at that point, like, the robot doesn't offer to come with you or anything. Like, she comes with you.
Oh, interesting.
But she can carry your shit. But at the same time, it's like, within 5 seconds, I was over encumbered. And like, you get the little warning, you're running out of oxygen, over encumbered. And I'm like, dude, like, what the?
Well,
boring.
Let's talk about that for a minute.
So boring, dude.
So for one thing, the ship can hold shit, and there's a cargo thing.
Yeah, but when you're out in the field, man.
Right, but I mean, because for my first mission and only mission, all that stuff I got, I just put in the ship, right? Sure. So then the rest of the guns and stuff I sold at that little machine, right? And so I just sold everything.
Oh, dude, I couldn't find that machine. The guy's like, it's right there.
It's right there by his
That's what he says. He says it's right there, and I'm like, you guys.
It's a kiosk. It's like a laser green kiosk thing.
Yeah, they need to this is that thing of where it's like, they're not playtesting for like enough diversity of people, because I hate the city. I hate the way it's laid out. And I was like, where are you talking about? Like, I couldn't find it. And I'm like, fuck it, whatever. I'm moving on. Like, I would have designed this totally differently to be way more obvious. And the steps in the tutorial are not exactly the same steps that I would have liked to see in the tutorial. So, I mean, for example, like when you talk to that guy when you get off the ship, and he's like, yeah, I'm a ship guy, and I can fix your ship, but you can sell stuff right there. It's kind of in back of me. And I'm like, where, dude? Like, you should have a little icon right there. Like, force me to go to the kiosk so I know where it is, right? That would have been 2 seconds. And I couldn't find it. I got frustrated. And I'm sure that people playing the game a month from now, when they're listening back to the podcast, are like, you're stupid. You couldn't find it. I'm like, yeah, man. I was like, I'm looking around. I don't see it. Like, my brain is not on the same wavelength as what the developers are intending. And it seems like yours is probably a lot closer, which is totally fine.
Synced with theirs. Yeah. But for other people, you're right. Like, especially because the very first town you get to.
And it's so
just light
huge.
It up.
It's such a weirdly laid out town. And honestly, that's a big part of what I don't like about this game also. These levels are so needlessly large that I don't think it adds anything. Like, when you get to some of these combat areas, you're like in a 3-story lab with like locked doors and stairs that are kind of like not central in the building. And you're like, I'm like, where the fuck am I going? And they clearly thought that was a problem, because when you turn on your scanner, it gives you the arrow on the floor to tell you which way to go, because they know you're lost, right? Like, I would rather just not be lost. It makes me think of like Mass Effect, right? Where I'm not saying Mass Effect is a perfect game by any means, although I did love it. But it's like when you go to raid some of those side missions, like you go to find the slavers or the weird genetic scientists or something, their huts. Not only is there a specific type of hut where, like, if you know where the hut is, then you know where the doors are, because they're all kind of cookie cutter. There's like only like 3 or 4 types, right? And once you know them all, you know where they go. But they're small. Like, they're not huge. So even if you're lost, you're only like basically in like 2 or 3 rooms, and you get your shit done and you leave. Going into like a giant facility with like this like a maze inside, it doesn't offer any value to me at all. I just spend my time getting lost and trying to find enemies and running around and trying to... Dude, the feeling of like wanting to just like roll over and die when I'm in the middle of a facility and I got to get back to my ship. I'm like, oh my God.
Wait, they do have fast travel to the ship, though, at least on that first planet there was.
Most of the time, sometimes have it, but sometimes it'll say fast travel not available from this location. And that's when I go, no.
So it's funny because all the things you just described, well, part of it at least, of going through the building, 3-story building, and you know, all the doors, again, is something I like doing. Because I'm like, I just want all that shit. Like, I just want to collect shit. I don't know. Okay, so... let me say something I don't like, so to match your negative energy. When you spoke of the locks and stuff, and like there's safes everywhere and all that kind of stuff, I do not like that
The
system.
lockpicking game.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's just a weird kind of like I feel like I'm spending too much time thinking about where these align, these little circles.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to explain it to our listeners because I don't know.
It's a new kind of lockpicking game, and yet it's also the same kind of lockpicking game.
Yeah, but it just bothers me, especially because you can pick between a few different things when you're turning them, and I don't know. I was like, this is too complicated for its own good. Just let me, jimmy a lock or something. I don't know. I know it's high tech and it can't be, but I don't like it. I don't like it.
I thought it was okay. I mean, I'm not in
love.
love with it, but I didn't hate it either. It was like whatever. It was neither here nor there for me. So,
and I would say that again to kind of close off the thought about encumbrance. Like I immediately got again strength upgrade with my first skill point to like carry more, and I have my robot. So I just have a different scenario where like he's got tons of stuff and I can carry more. But
I'm just like, what is the point, dude? I mean, I just wanted like like a lot of games will have like a I don't know, salvage button or something where it's like, pick these things that are junk, hit the X button, they just like instantly sold and they become gold or resources or whatever. Like I would just
they could have used that.
Yeah.
They did have a store all resources button. That's the only one I saw, which is like those minerals and stuff.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like just sell all thing, like should have had that.
For the sheer amount of shit that I picked up, like
yes,
I was fucking so encumbered, dude. Like I could, like my guy was running out of oxygen if I took 2 steps, and it was like I had like 14 spacesuits and 12 helmets and 92 guns, and I'm like, I ended up just dropping all this shit, and I'm like, and my person was even like, why are you dropping such valuable stuff? And I'm like, I got nothing to do with it. I wanted to sell this stuff, but like I don't know where the store is. I'm a million miles away from that planet. My ship doesn't have like a store, like and I'm like, I just want to sell this and get the resources. Isn't that the point of this? Like what?
It's such a Brad moment. I get to see like your character sweating.
I'm just dude. I'm like, this is so stupid. This is so stupid.
Real quick, the robot also said, because I was picking up everything under the sun, and the robot was like, do you really need all that?
Yes.
Straight up, that was kind of funny.
My lady said something like, don't stock up on junk. I'm like, I don't even know what junk is in this game yet. Help me out here.
Oh, I know what junk is because I picked up all of it, but like I definitely am keeping everything that's food related because my plan is to have somewhere. You can have homes in this, by the way. I don't know if you played that one. So I would have like a kitchen and I'll just stock it with all the stuff I got. But the thing I don't also like, again, this is a mixed review for me, is the oxygen. Fuck off. I just don't want it. Fuck off.
Yeah, it's just
because as a melee character, you need it. And if I was running out while I was fighting pirates, and it did the CO2 backup bullshit.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, did you not hit the CO2 level?
I hit it all the time from simply walking because I was encumbered, but not during combat.
So I'm literally jumping, which I love the gravity. Again, hate.
I do not like the gravity.
Oh, I liked it in a melee because wait till you see some of these clips. None of them are obviously online.
Right.
But, like I did like one of those, huge moon gravity jumps and then landed on somebody with the axe.
It feels janky to me. It feels really shit. I do not like the gravity.
Again, I know it's just it's Skyrim. It's Bethesda.
Yeah,
but
it feels like that.
During that huge thing, taking on like 4 guys. I ran out, and then not just running out, but I got the CO2 backup, and so it started hurting me.
Yeah, doing damage to you. Yeah.
And so then I'm like, I can't even move now, and they have guns.
Yeah. Yep.
So I was like, okay, that doesn't feel good. So I don't want the oxygen mechanic at all, and all I'm going to do is like upgrade the oxygen because that's a stat point you can do.
Yeah.
And the other thing that's kind of weird is that what they're trying to do, like with Skyrim, is that you pick a skill. It's not a straightforward skill tree at all.
So what a drag!
And I don't like it
what
either.
A fucking drag. I hate.
And you
system.
pick it, and then you've got to use it a lot.
Yes.
Which, again, I guess to their defense, that's what Skyrim did. When you use stealth and jump, it just got better. But I don't know. I just feel like it should be different in this kind of game.
I do not like that. I do not like that system where it's like the melee. It was like. Do 10% extra damage or whatever the fuck the first skill was, but then kill. That was okay. Kill 10 people, but also just give me the skill boost.
You can't get it directly.
Yeah, like you got to buy the thing, but then you got to do the thing. And some of them are really easy, right? Do 10 jumps during combat. I'm just like in the middle of the fight. I'm like jump.
Right.
Okay,
that's
fine,
so
easy.
Skyrim. Yeah.
But I'm just like this is. I am not a fan of that skill. I don't think that really works for me. That's not what I was looking for.
Well, on top of that, real quick, is that there is no sword skill or something. And I was like, and I know for a fact, because I saw a video, that there's swords in this game.
I'm sure there are, yeah.
So I'm 100% going to be the sword guy. And by the way, my fucking background is Ronin, okay?
Exactly.
So, and yet the skill tree has no sword? this tree has no melee skill.
Missed
basically.
opportunity. So
it really seems dumb.
let's talk about how this game is basically menu the game. Like I was
the menus can.
I mean, so that's how they get around the frame rate, right? That's the secret. Is like this world is broken up into 1,000 tiny ass chunks because there's like so many loading screens and so many menus for stuff. Like when you're like, so you're on the planet, right? And then it's like, okay, you can fast travel to your ship. You fast travel to your ship, you get in there, and then it's like take off, and that's another like loading screen, and then you're like in there, and then you got to go to your map screen, and you're in the wrong screen. Back up a little bit. Oh, there's the right planet, and you hit the destination, and that's like a load, and like you're just constantly going through all these like. Oh, I hate being in the menu so much. Like it takes me out of the experience 100%. And I feel like all I'm doing is just clicking to get to a location, and it's not even good map menus because I don't know if this happens to you, but like they'll be like, go to the research station on Gamma 3411. I'm like, okay. So you go to your map. It's like click, 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 click. You get through the map, 2-3 maps or whatever. You find it. You click on it, but then it's like, it never takes me to just the right one that I want to go to. And I'm like, what is going on? It goes to like the landing zone, but I don't mean to go to the land. And at first I'm like, am I just pushing the wrong thing? Like what's happening here? But then I was like really paying attention to it. I'm like, for some reason it's not selecting the right thing, and I want to just go straight to the place, but then you go to the place, it's not the right place. You go back to the loading screen and pick the next destination, even though you meant to go to that place first. And I'm just like, you're spending just like why do they even have a ship? Like I don't even understand why they did this, because I feel like this is just like a version of, like you're saying, Skyrim or Fallout, and then they threw in like a ton of menus to give you like a quote unquote a spaceship. You could just be teleporting through the universe or whatever, and like the ship combat is such a to me is such like a not positive, like a not fun thing to do. Like,
I agree.
Why did you even bother doing this? None of this stuff feels good to me, like in any way.
And in that same subject, like Outer Worlds knew that it wasn't that, right? Yes. So that it just said fast travel, right? You just pick the planet and that's fucking it, right? And then it went to another menu. It did go to one more menu, but then it was like highlighted the thing you're supposed to do.
No, Outer Worlds, like on paper, same system. Outer World system's 10,000 times better, dude. It's way better.
I think it is. Yes. I really do, because I mean, it was so intuitive. It helped me beat that game quick, by the way, because it was, again, I was like, bing, 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 go here.
Right. And
this one, I'm glad you brought it up. It's a real drag. I was thinking bummer and drag at the same time. It really like stops the fun. It stops it makes me confused.
Mm-hmm. Same.
And I don't want to be confused. And I definitely have hit like 4, like you said, I've hit 4 menus just to get one place.
Yeah, it's way too many menus, dude. Like, and then like a lot of loading. Like often there's nothing seamless about it, right? Like you get to a facility, like load to get to the planet, you load to get off the ship, you load to get into the facility, like you load to get through some of the doors in the facility, you load to get back out, and it's like, dude, like none of this is. I mean, again, I think that's what they're doing to save the frame rate or whatever. So okay. But like, I just feel like it totally takes me out of it, and it's just like load, and menu. So many fucking menus, dude. I hate, like, and usually I don't complain about menus. Usually I'm not that guy. Like, I'm not that guy who's like totally immersive, seamless. I never want to, like, I don't care. Like, give me some menus, it's fine. I deal with menus all the time. But like, this is like overkill. It feels like they just didn't really think this through, and they got about halfway through the game, and they're like, whoa. Can't stop now because that game's halfway finished. Too late to change streams now. But like, it just feels like, what is even going on here? I feel like I'm being punked when I'm going through all these menus.
You know what it is? I think and I'm pretty sure this is right, because I have been around developers and development cycles. I feel like it's the thing where you corner yourself.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And like they built one menu and they're like, oh, well, we need to, do this other thing to get there or something.
Yes.
And they just kind of like developed themselves into a corner.
Exactly that's what it feels like. I think you're 100% right, dude. And
then they're too late to go revamp the whole thing.
Yes. Because like within 5 minutes, I'm like, are you kidding me? This is the navigation. This is for a game called Starfield. This is how you want me to handle space? This is how we're getting around to the planets? Really? Because that seems like a very strange choice to me, and one that I do not appreciate at all.
Negative, I don't know, number something. The character creator, I thought I was going to be in forever.
Yes.
I mean, because it's a Bethesda game, and I don't know, like just face stuff and it's space. I don't know. No choices.
Yeah, very little.
I mean, I am surprised.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be one of the first things people bring up when they review the game. Because this is a game you're going to spend supposedly
allegedly
150, 200 hours.
I mean, I'm not.
Never ending,
Yeah.
And literally, I couldn't get, I try to get close to like what I look like.
Yep.
Couldn't do that. And the thin and fat head option
Dude.
was like weird looking.
It was so weird.
It didn't make any sense. It was like
so
no one would
weird.
pick that.
Yes.
So I just think that whoever was working on that part of the game failed. You know, no offense,
Yeah.
but
I mean,
it just felt really not like. Yeah, there was a lot of good different like what's it called? Variety of people and stuff like that.
Sure.
Representation.
yeah.
But at the same time, so it was cool to see like a bunch of different faces that I've never seen, you know, and styles.
Yeah.
But then they were like templatized.
Yeah.
Because if you mess with them in any way,
They get weird.
it just didn't really work. Yeah, it kind of got weird.
It's really.
It's like an NBA game or something, you know,
Yes.
like NBA Jam or something.
I did have a number of people with really big heads. It was very strange.
Yeah.
Maybe something about space makes your head get big. I don't know. But all right, okay. So I'm a little further than you are. Like I said, I got to the main city. I talked to the main group. I did like one of the main missions. I did a couple of side missions, and I got to say, I do not care at all about any of these people or the story. And nothing I've done has been really interesting. And here's the thing that I hate the most about this game. If it was interesting writing or if the quests were interesting so far or anything, that might be okay. But here's what the mission is, right? It's like, okay, go to the city. You go to the city. And in between,
Minor spoiler for me who hasn't played it yet,
I'm not going to
ahead.
spoil anything, but I'll just talk about the structure of the game. I'm not going to spoil details. Here's the structure of most of the missions I've done so far. Hey, you got to talk to this person. Go find them, and they're on a fucking different planet. Menu. Every time I say a different location,
I wanted some of the. Oh, that's terrible.
No. You are hold on.
Okay.
So you go to a different planet, talk to the guy. You find the guy, talk. Oh snap! I got to go to this other planet. Menu. You go to the planet. You find the other person you got to talk to. Oh, what's up? Talk. Menu. You go back to, okay, then you fight. And then it's like fucking 50 dudes or something. You fight, and they're like, oh, snap, you got to go to this other place. Find this dude. And like, you walk. If you're lucky, you walk. And sometimes you get lost, but at least you're not loading anymore. But sometimes it's like, oh, got a menu. You go to this other, like, they're just like sending you back and forth. Go through like 19 menu screens to talk to one person for 5 seconds, only to have them send you to another place to go. It's like I've been like a lot of like back and forth with like needless travel. And every place I go is just like talk for 5 seconds, do more menus, and then you like fight 50 dudes in between it, or like you do like a spaceship battle or something, and then go back and talk to the guy. You got to menu back to where they are, and you're just constantly looking at the motherfucking star map, just clicking through the 19 menus and stuff. And I'm like, this is absolutely not fun in any way. Like, I feel like I'm on the world's worst chain fetch quest and nothing cool is happening. Nothing fun is happening. These people are just like, thanks for rescuing me. Oh, go help my friend. Like, it's just super boring.
I love that voice.
Yeah, like nothing cool has happened. And I'm like, I'm desperate for like something alien or some cool, interesting weapon or something fun to happen where it's like, It just feels like seriously like the most boring version of Fallout, and they put it in space by putting it through 18 different menus. And after doing those missions, I'm like, I don't want to play this game anymore. Like, I feel like it is actively wasting my time.
Yeah, I can see why you'd be frustrated, especially with those menus. And you telling me that does not make me excited about missions and the fact that I have to go to other planets.
Oh my God, they just constantly send you to some other place over
and
and
they think
over.
that that's a win, probably. You know what I mean? Like, they're like, oh, look, you could go to this other exotic location. Well, here's what I think. Okay, here's my expectations and what I think I'm going to do.
All right.
I definitely am going to play it still. There's parts of me that just, again, it could literally be Cardboard Box Simulator, and Bethesda made it, and it was like all cardboard boxes, and you go in and fight other cardboard box monsters, and you loot their cardboard box items, and you get more cardboard boxes. I would probably play it because I want to like hit things, watch my numbers go up, and get things.
You're in the market for this kind of thing more than I am.
Right, and hopefully would not just be more cardboard boxes I'd get from cardboard boxes. I maybe get a couple different objects. But so that's why I'll probably still play it. Secondly, you telling me that, and me already just witnessing how I hate the spaceship and the travel.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to find an area, which I'm guessing is this first city probably, and not do fuck all with that main quest. Okay?
Yeah.
You've given me my plans.
Yeah.
And I'm going to destroy that whole city. Like, I'm just going to play the game wrong, like I do. Which, by the way, glitch to the ground. That's what I'm doing now. Yep. And make videos when I can show them, not now. But like, just have fun the way that I want to have fun with.
Yeah.
And that's it for me. Like, that's my Starfield experience. Like, 4 or 5 hours in, I know what it's going to be. It's just going to be that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to collect all the cheese and the weird half-eaten sandwiches, and I'm gonna kill everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be evil and stuff, and I'm just gonna have fun with it that way. So I feel like, but it is unfortunate that loading it up so many little, like, what's it, Death from a Thousand Cuts?
Exactly,
remember?
exactly, yeah.
That's what I feel like right now talking to you 5 hours in. It's like, it's not the exciting thing I wanted it to be with Skyrim, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like the base level of sci-fi Skyrim, and that's enough for Carlos, but it isn't enough for probably a ton of people, and I am so nervous for those reviews.
I mean, I'm playing this and I'm like, I am having a very bad time with it. And I'm just like, I know that I'm not going to, I mean, there's some people that are going to love this game regardless, right? You can pick any game and there's a couple of people who it's like their favorite game in the world, and that's fine. And some people just love Bethesda, and that's cool. And some people love the Skyrim vibe, or, you know, the Fallout vibe, or, you know, like you said, some people like picking things up and cool. I mean, that's cool. Like if you get fun out of this, great. But I feel like not only was this not what I expected, when you look at like the name Starfield, they talked about 1,000 different worlds and the space and discovery, and I'm just feeling this in my hands, and I'm like, oh dude, this feels awful. And like, I don't want to go prospecting, and I don't want to just scan things, and I don't want to set up a homestead anywhere, because it's funny too, because when I played No Man's Sky, which I feel like this is probably in some realm supposed to be the closest parallel to, or whatever, maybe like No Man's Sky plus RPG or something.
Well, but by the way, I don't want that in my Skyrim. That's what I was
Right.
about to say. But I don't want that in my Starfield, and I don't know when they got that idea that that's what people wanted. But because you're right, it's No Man's Sky. Like that's it.
I mean,
like
kind
it's definitely
of.
that.
So to be clear, I don't want original No Man's Sky. I want No Man's Sky 6 years after it dropped and it had 38,000 updates. Like that No Man's Sky was a pretty good No Man's Sky.
Yeah, but I played No Man's Sky, and you and I played like 400 hours.
Oh
of
yeah,
that game.
dude. And I finished it, dude. I finished it.
Right, and I finished it too.
I think you probably did.
I
I think you
did a
did.
different ending. I did a different ending than you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I did not. I did that really weird ending. Remember? Did we ever talk about it in the show?
I don't. We probably did. I don't know.
The really like kind of semi-evil ending with like this weird red dot in the spaceship thing.
Yeah. We talked about. Yeah, we talked about.
Okay,
that.
yeah. Anyways, my point is, I don't want to do that anymore right now. You know what I mean? So it has too much. Like you say, chocolate and peanut butter. It's got too much peanut butter in my chocolate or something. Like I don't want. It's got too much No Man's Sky for me.
Well, it's interesting because it's not enough for me. I wanted more because I want.
Really?
I want to feel like I want a little bit more seamless, right? I want to feel like I'm like when I couldn't fly the ship, I was really disappointed. I was like, oh, I really want to like feel like that's a part of the thing, right? I don't want to just be clicking through menus, and like it's so clunky and it's so bogged down, and it feels like. I honestly thought, and maybe I'm just an idiot for thinking this, I honestly thought that they were going to try to like take a step forward and do something a little bit different. And I feel like this is just like the same shit they've been doing, but like a different veneer of space on top of it. But like they didn't really like lean into it. They didn't really embrace it. And I feel like it's just a lot of pieces that don't go together very well in this game. The combat doesn't go together very well. And I feel like the city design doesn't go very well with what the combat is, and I feel like the space thing doesn't really serve anything, and it's just like I don't see myself exploring this game in any way because it feels bad. I mean, like, you know, it's just the encumbrance and stuff, and how hard it is to get back to the city and sell stuff, and I just, oh man, just like none of this is working for me at all. And I'm sure there's going to be other people who feel the same way, especially since Microsoft and Bethesda are hyping this up so much to be this big important game. I know, you know, I don't know if they need a system seller, but they definitely need a big hit for sure. And after playing this for 5 hours, I'm like, this does not feel like a big hit to me in any way. You know, maybe
I think I agree with you. Yeah, I think the short takeaway for me is similar to yours, is that it's not the big hit, which is really bad. You know, for their brand
I
right
think
now.
so. I think so, yeah.
And then, but it is a game that a ton of people are just going to enjoy fucking around with.
For sure.
Which I will, but that's not enough.
Yeah.
Like, if we're just being a brutally honest review, like, it doesn't hit the mark in, like, a bunch of things. And again, this is so early. I might find this major quest that I'm like, wow, I have the feels or something, and I met a romance partner or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, that might happen, but you can get the vibe. I think both of us have played games enough. Long enough to know the vibe is it's Skyrim in space with some bad menus, and the other planets are just other locations you go to.
Yeah,
you know, and I think, and I'm afraid of, there's going to be a lot more mining missions, and resource collecting, and there's already like crafting stuff that I don't want to do.
Man, I saw those crafting menus and I wanted to scream and run the other way.
Yeah,
dude.
that was very confusing, by the way. Like I didn't know if I had enough stuff to do anything.
Yeah.
Like I think I did for one. I got bandages or something, but then there was a million like foods and stuff and weapons, and I just again another menu that I was very confused by. And maybe they'll do a patch right before this actually comes out.
Maybe
that
they got time.
I don't know, cleans up some of those menus, but the menus I think everywhere are bad.
Yeah, and
they might be.
I mean, I'm sure they're going to work on this. They've sunk billions of dollars into this. It's supposed to be this keystone thing for Microsoft. I mean, I'm sure that in a year's time it'll be a better game than it is now. Whatever. But it's funny because. I
hate saying that, by the way, so many times these days.
I mean, that's fucking reality of game dev right now, dude.
Well,
I feel like
again, Baldur's Gate 3 is
3 years. 3 years they were in early access.
Right, but
man.
they weren't doing this kind of thing.
Agree.
Right, this Starfield wasn't in early access. We couldn't fuck around, and me and I couldn't give the developers this feedback right now.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's different.
But it's funny, though, because I am absolutely not a Skyrim fan, right? Like, I've gone on record many times as saying I think it's really fucking boring and I don't like it very much. Real talk, though, I finished Skyrim and I had a lot more fun with Skyrim than I had in the 5 hours of Starfield so far. I just feel like it doesn't come together, and I don't even know that they even know what they were doing with this. It just feels very confused in so many ways, and the vibe I'm getting from it is not a cohesive vision. It's not something that inspires me to go. Like when you're playing Mass Effect, like you get the story, you're like, oh man, I want to find out the precursors, what were they up to, and the Reapers, what's going on. Like you feel it, and even if the combat wasn't great in the first Mass Effect, but you still wanted to explore, like exploring in the Mako or something, like that was kind of exciting. And as the game went on, like there was reasons to feel hooked into it. But this one, like I'm talking to the people, and like every person is like one of those. I wish you could see me on camera now because I'm turning slowly to face the camera like a Skyrim NPC. Hello, thank you for rescuing me. Here's a loaf of bread for your reward. Like they all feel super boring, and I don't care about talking to anybody. And even in the middle of like a combat situation, it's really boring. And I'm just like, okay, this is not enough for me. And I just, I'm not finding a way in. And because it's so segmented and menus and everything is a loading screen and everything, I don't even feel like I'm even in the world. Like I feel like, but with Skyrim, where you felt like you were kind of in the world, where you're like walking, I'm in the town. Oh, I'm going up this hill. And you could at least do the fun of like, oh, I'm going to see if I can climb that mountain and fuck around over there. You could do that. Have you, so I guess answer me this question, Carlos. When you're looking at the map icons on the planet, there's like the landing zone, and then there's also like the locations, like the lab and the research outpost or whatever. If you go to the landing zone, is that the fuck around zone? Like you just walk around and shoot shit? Is that what you do there?
I don't know. I haven't played it long enough to know that. I went to
try
one zone.
that. Like when you play, see if the landing zone is the fuck around zone, because
I'm going to, because I really wanted to boundary break this as soon as I could, but I didn't have the opportunity to
I would say try that and see if that's where you can just randomly walk around.
If you could, that would make this a lot. Unless it's like totally empty out there. Well, we'll find out.
We'll see. Okay, so here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. And I get that this game doesn't have to be No Man's Sky, right? But one thing that I liked about No Man's Sky was the game was absolutely huge, but also it was very small in the chunks that you had to manage, right? So like when you're going to a No Man's Sky planet, like you get to a planet, like you could fly around the planet. And I get that that's not realistic because in real life, humans are small, planets are enormous. It takes you 3 days. Like I get it, right? But they gamified it the right way, where it's like you feel like you're coming through the atmosphere, landing. You can choose where you want to land. Like you're kind of like in the environment. Like you're looking at the mountain. Oh, I can't land on the mountain. I got to find a flat spot. Okay, here I go. There's the research facility. Okay, if I land over here, I got to walk up this way. Like you're kind of like in your head thinking like you're in the space, right? Yeah. But in this, it's just like pick a dot, menu. You land. You're right at the thing. Dudes are shooting at you. 50 dudes. You kill the 50 dudes. 50 corpses laying around. Talk to some guy. Collect a loaf of bread or whatever. Wheel of cheese. You get back on your ship. It doesn't feel like you're there, like you're doing it, like you're not in the space. You know what I mean? Does that make any sense at all?
It does. And let me see. Let's play a little longer to see if. And I know I will. I mean, you probably will. A little bit, but
I don't know that I will. But
you should a little bit, just for our conversations at least, so you and I can talk about it. But like, if they let you just if it's an invisible wall around areas, I'm gonna be pissed.
I'll be curious to see. I have a feeling
it's gonna be.
I feel like it will be. I feel like it will.
Which will mean, again, it's similar to Outer Worlds, but Outer Worlds never said it was this huge, massive game. It said it was like little story beats, right?
Yes.
And that's what I expected out of it. So it's almost like that's what this is. Again, that's a perfect comparison. That should be the name of our podcast someday. Is Starfield is Outer Worlds 2 or something, or 3 because they made Outer Worlds 2. And so, but you're right, because like the difference with Skyrim, and you do all the Bethesda things you want to do, jankiness and weird combat, whatever. But it is this world that you are walking into, and it's one place.
Yes.
And you're fucking around, and you're finding a weird town, and all these little stories emerge because you're just on this place.
Yes.
And and I can tell you a ton of fun stories from that game for me because, I just didn't know what the fuck was happening. But this is like, you can even like get unlocked that's like, it gives you a house right away.
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
And so it's like piecemeal. It's these little piecemeal things that I don't know who they QA tested or like, asked who wants this style of game, but it's like they're compartmentalizing.
I feel like
Skyrim.
I feel like the people who would want the house and the fuck around are not going to be satisfied with that aspect of it, because I feel like it's probably going to be really boundary boxed and really weird and limited by the menus and stuff and everything. I feel like the parts here are not gonna, each person who likes the thing, like one thing about this, is gonna be unsatisfied by the other parts of the game. You know what I mean? Like,
I think that's right, and I think that's the piecemeal thing we keep bringing back up.
Yeah,
is that this game is a bunch of pieces.
Yes,
and I don't know if they work yet because obviously I haven't gotten enough campaign, and I will. But at the surface level, I don't think they do. I think this is I don't want to say janky because that's of course Bethesda, but I think it's just what's the word I want? It's spread apart too much.
Yeah, it almost feels like kind of a Frankenstein's monster where they're just like a piece of this and a piece of this and a piece of this and a piece of this, but it doesn't all work together. Like, so here's a good counterpoint, right? Have you played Black Skylands? I'm playing that right now on PlayStation. Black Skylands.
No, I've seen it on the menu. I haven't seen it.
So Black Skylands is great. I love it. And on paper, it has actually a lot in common with Starfield, but it's like a 2D absolutely top-down game. You're looking down at the top of your player's head, right? It's all pixel-based, but like when you get into it, like you're in the main ship, and like you can very quickly navigate the entire ship. You know where everything is within 5 minutes because it's like it's all right there. They don't make it big and confusing for the sake of making it confusing. They make it big to give you a sense of that it's big, but not so big that you're lost, right? You get to your ship. You go from this place to the ship, no loading screen. You're on the ship. You're flying in this giant open world. You can go anywhere you want to, but like there's a map that's very clear. It shows you where to go. You're getting on the ship. You're flying the ship. You're navigating the ship. You land the ship. You get off the ship. It's all one seamless, continuous experience, right? So you feel like you're in the zone. Like you feel like I'm flying the ship. I'm going to the place. I'm going to that island. I want to check that island out. You fly it over and you stop and you get out, and it all just makes sense to your brain. And even the combat areas, like they're not huge. Like they're big enough to feel like, oh, I'm walking around and there's multiple paths, but I'm never lost. Like I don't feel overwhelmed by just the scope of it, which doesn't really help anything. And it gives you a really quick taste of like cohesive world, cohesive vision. It's airships. You're flying around between islands. You're fighting dudes. And just really quickly, like it all comes together and you feel like the vision is there and you can just take it all in and you're like in it, right? As opposed to this where it's like, the opposite of that feeling, right? Exactly.
It's funny because literally these are also games we'll be talking about soon, but on the podcast. But Hammer Watch, I believe is what it's called.
I've heard of it. I have not tried it. I don't think so.
So Hammer Watch 2 just came out, and I thought it was on console. It's only on Steam, but I got it because I heard it was 16-bit Elden Ring mixed with like an action RPG that's much easier. It's not like a Souls game. It's like it's not difficult, right? It's like hack and slash. Twin stick shooter style, so you aim your melee weapon and stuff.
Gotcha.
Oh wait, you can be a wizard too, so it's like a lot of different classes, and it's meant to be played co-op. Of course, I'm playing it solo. The point is, it's this world that doesn't tell you too much, but it's 16-bit, top-down style. You're running around. You don't know where you're going fully, but it's not, again, so massive that you can't get somewhere. It's like, there's a beginning point to this area and an end point. Right. But it does also feel like a big world. And then you go into houses and stuff, and it just feels like this,
like you're there. It feels like you're there.
That you're in. Yeah. But at the same time, it doesn't always hold your hand. So it's doing what you're kind of saying, where it's successfully. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, I get lost in the woods somewhere, but I'm not really lost because I can get back, and all of it makes sense.
Right.
So even that, like a 16-bit style game, feels better, I think, than the experience so far that I'm having, where I'm like, lost in a menu, lost on what I'm supposed to do, very lost on crafting.
Oh, dude, yeah.
I don't even want to get into that.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, because we're playing it so early, there's definitely regular bugs that I've already encountered, which are not like the world and jankiness, but like menus that won't go away.
Yeah, I've had
happening
some
all
button
over the
prompts are
place.
not recognized. I have to push like 5 times on a button or something like that, but nothing
That,
major.
and also, boxes are coming up though, and I had to restart like the game 3 times.
Yeah.
But we're so early though.
Yeah,
It's probably.
So,
All right.
gosh, man, I'm glad that we talked about this because, and I'm really glad that I got your thoughts because I was playing this and I was like, oh my God, I am miserable right now. Is Carlos going to be miserable or is Carlos going to love this? I'm like, I don't know. I felt like you were not going to like it, but I wouldn't have put money on it. But now that we're talking, it's funny that we both kind of don't like it for, like you said, but for absolutely different reasons, but we both equally don't like it, which is fucking amazing. So,
I think, like I said, I have a real good, again, expectation and purpose for this game.
Yeah.
Which is funny clips, which I'll get, which is ridiculous stuff, which Bethesda, to their credit, put in there, right?
Yeah.
Like half-eaten sandwiches and stuff.
Yeah.
And they're going to let me have fun. There's physics, which is good. And so that's what I'm going to do with this game, and I'm going to have fun with it.
Right.
It's not the game that I was expecting in story so far, and it's definitely not the game that I was expecting with space or the menus. Like the space part or the menu part bothers me to no end. And I'm going to, like, as soon as we're done with this talk, I'm going to go see if I can get outside those, hopefully not invisible walls.
I'll try the landing zone, see what happens. Yeah.
Yeah. And if that's the case, then that's going to make me even more frustrated with it. But yeah, again, TLDR, it's not what people are going to be expecting.
Yeah, I think that's very accurate. I think this is going to be, regardless of what anybody's expecting, I think it is not what they're going to expect.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? Okay, we can say this because it's early and
Yeah.
we're not broadcasting anymore. But I'm watching some YouTubers who I think have access, right?
Yeah.
And they're tempering expectations, even though they're not supposed to.
Are they really?
Right?
Yeah.
But they're not like saying it's a review or anything. But like I saw this one guy who like, rename nameless or whatever. But like I heard him just backpedaling on some stuff. And he's like, oh, you know what? This thing here, but I think it's going to be fine because of this. And I could hear him in his voice going like, oh, he knows that there's trouble.
Yeah, this is, I mean, regardless of what we think, regardless of what's going to happen, I would absolutely guarantee this is not going to be the instant home run that I think people were kind of expecting it, or maybe even Microsoft is expecting. I don't know if Bethesda's expecting that. I would really like to know behind the scenes if I could be a fly on their wall to be like, what do you guys really think of this? Like, honestly, I'd be very curious to see what you guys honestly think of this game that you made, because it's, I don't know, man. Like, I'm just not feeling it, and I think a lot of people are going to be like, whoa, what's going on here? So,
my last thought is this, and because this is literally how I'm going to play the game the whole time I play it, is I'm going to play Melee, right?
Yes.
And I think the biggest disappointment for me is, there is no skill tree for the Melee.
Yeah.
It seems like, which is crazy.
It needs one because it's honestly the best way to play.
Right, and it is the best way to play, and I'm OP already. And there's a duelist one, which feels really wrong to call it dueling,
Yeah.
And that's the one I picked, of course. But I just hate that supposedly I'm going to stay in this game for a long time, and there's no real way to make me better with the Melee.
Nothing really to look forward to skills-wise.
Nothing to look forward to. And I was like, that's the biggest disappointment for me, is the Melee guy.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be swords in the game, and I'm a Ronin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well that's inexcusable in my book.
So we just talked about this game for like an hour.
An hour.
An hour. Let's save this. I'm going to upload this to you, put it together, keep it in our back pocket, because I feel like we may end up using this.
We'll just use it for episode 1. We'll cut to it.
Yeah, we'll cut to it, and then maybe things will change by the time it drops, or I don't know.
Well, I'm going to play it again, and what I'd like to do is have another one of these conversations before, the embargo. If we can just play it for like one more time at least or something.
I will force myself. Yeah, I need like time off from this game. I'm going to play something fun.
All right.
I'll come back to it, but man, gross. I don't want to come back to it. So. All right, if you're listening to this podcast, it's probably no time at all has passed for you, but this is actually part 2 of the Starfield discussion, which Carlos and I began, I don't know, 2 weeks ago? Does that seem about right?
Yeah, as soon as it dropped, basically. As soon as we got the codes for it.
Yeah, it feels kind of weird. We're in the time loop right now, but the last segment you just heard, part 1, we recorded that like on the day we got code, and that was about 2 weeks ago. And then we went away for 2 weeks. We saved the recording, and now we're back. So to you, you're like, I just listened to that. Why are you telling me? But for me, I am mentally reminding myself of how long it's been and where we're at, because we need to get back in the zone to do part 2 of this discussion. At this point, it's been 2 weeks since we got code. The release of the game and the embargo drops in 2 days. It's now August 29th, and the embargo ends August 31st. So we are about 2 days out, and now we are going to circle back and share any further thoughts. Carlos, full disclosure, you're going to have to do the heavy lifting, because I know you played a lot more of this game than I did, but I am here to support you in spirit. Absolutely. But before we get to that, I do want to say, now that we're 48 hours out, I'll be very curious to see what people think once the game is out. But there's already been multiple leaks. You yourself, Carlos, I've seen multiple people on TikTok sharing things that shouldn't be shared. Yep. There's been lots of whispers going around, YouTube commentary, lots of thoughts getting around that shouldn't be getting around. So the leaks are starting. It's really hard to keep a big ship like this completely free from spillage, and I don't think they succeeded. There's already whispers of the stuff that we're about to talk about here, and that we just did talk about a second ago.
Well, let me just say one thing, because like I think that it's been very, very good of their like luck to not have as many leaks as there could have been.
That's true. There have been very few leaks.
This is one of the biggest and most anticipated game of the year, if not a couple years.
Correct, yes.
And so for it to be 2 days out, essentially, when we're recording this, and the things that I've saw were not huge leaks. You know what I mean?
No, not huge either.
So, like, there's some gameplay, and some people are going like, oh, yeah, that looks like Fallout 4, and they're not wrong. But it's not tons of gameplay, and it's also not a ton about the story and stuff like that. So I don't know. I think it could have been a lot worse.
No, that's fair. I think that's a good point. I mean, to have leaks this small 48 hours before you drop, I guess that's not bad. I mean, it could have been a lot worse. There could have been a lot of things spilling, a week, 2 weeks, a month out, and so okay, that's fair. That's a fair point.
And on top of that, I watch every like YouTube video ever about gaming.
You do.
And if I go to my subscriptions or I go to new like videos that just posted, like almost everybody who's covering Starfield has been very good about it. You know what I mean? Like they're not even doing like sly looks or hints or anything like that. They're just being like, yeah, and it's supposed to be the biggest game of these people are playing the game. So
right.
Again,
everybody's got their game face on.
Everyone's doing a very good job, including us.
So I guess, Carlos, people are listening. This is part 2. They just heard our thoughts a second ago. It's 2 weeks for us. Where do you want to pick the conversation back up? What do you think we should, or how should we start this?
Well, I knew that I had finished the game, so I beat the game.
Yes.
And again, this is kind of like, even though this is coming out on the 31st, is that right? 31st.
Yes, people will hear this podcast the day that the game is out.
And they'll be able to start playing it. So I don't want to spoil too much. So I won't say too much, obviously, about the ending, even on this podcast.
Right.
But at the same time,
yep.
I bring it back up because after doing that, the first time we talked about it was like 4 or 5 hours in. Now I structured a bunch of my thoughts because I did roll credits, and I do have like a general consensus of how I think about the game now.
Yes.
And then I broke apart like my kind of cons list. Because last time we were just like blabbing, and I kind of organized it more this time.
Let's start with this then. Since you're going to be doing most of the talking, let me do the interrogation here. Okay, so just for clarity, it's been 2 weeks since we talked about it last. How many hours roughly did it take you to roll credits, I guess?
Yeah, good. You be the journalist person.
Yes, I will.
And I ask the questions. It took me, and this is a very small number because although you don't know how much Pete Hines is telling the truth and Todd Howard, et cetera, but they were talking about it taking 50 hours or so to do the main quest. It took me 26.
Okay.
So half the time.
It's funny you bring that up. I just saw that commercial from Bethesda, and it was that guy, I think it was Pete Hines that said that. He said 50 hours for the main quest after doing 80 hours of side stuff. So I believe him. I mean, I'm sure that's true. But I think that's one of those times when you're really wringing the most out of a game, perhaps, or you're really doing a lot of screw around time or something.
Well, can I speak to that? Because that's actually a good point, and it's not in my notes, is that I know for a fact, and this is something people would want to listen to if they maybe are still deciding to buy it or not, is that 80 hours... I have a love-hate relationship with Bethesda and Todd Howard and Pete Hines because they do a lot of like sleight of hand, and they've done it forever. Fallout 76 and even Fallout 4, and I still liked it, but they just do that. Like they kind of exaggerate or they just say how they played it or something. I know from playing this game very thoroughly that 80 hours of side missions would get boring to a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Because if you've done one mission in this game, or in one mission in Fallout 4, you've done them all. And now that's maybe a blanket statement, because there's definitely different types of things, like, saving people and going to a planet and getting resources.
Pretty reductive. But yeah, I get the point of what you're saying.
But the general consensus of how you feel when you play these kind of side missions is like, if it isn't killing a bunch of people, then it doesn't, for me, and I think a bunch of people who like the same stuff I do, it doesn't gonna get me excited, to keep going. Right. Now, to their credit, the last chapter, or whatever, last kind of final act, I don't know what that was be considered, maybe the last 5-6 hours or something, felt really good. Like really, really, really good.
Okay.
But it's just the 80 hours that he's talking about is, I think, fluff in a way, or like just like filler.
Sure.
To me, I don't see him doing that. Or if he did, it's because he's obviously working on the game. But
right.
I think the core thing, just like Skyrim, though, to finish, is that just like Skyrim, if you mainline Skyrim, it's about 25 hours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, exactly. No, I agree with you. I mean, you played a lot more than I did, but I'm trying to, in my head, figure out how he came up with not even 80 hours, but like 130 hours, like, 50 hours for the main quest, which you've already, you already got through in like half the time or whatever. And then 80 hours of muck around. Yeah, I don't know. I'm with you, dude. I think that feels like a little okay. And also, to be clear, it's not like I want this game to be infinite. I don't want this game to be 500 hours. So it's not like I'm dinging it.
Yeah.
To be like, oh, you should have been 500 hours. I'm just saying that feels kind of like an inflated statement.
I think so too. Again, from having just played it, like 26, 28 hours, whatever, is like really good, and I had an okay time with it, which we'll get to my score later. But I didn't need a ton more, and then there's more you can do, like every other Bethesda game after you beat it. You can keep playing, and so. But I don't know if I'm going to. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Okay, so let's pause right here before we go on. And again, you're going to be giving us the bulk of the information here. So just to be clear, I did have a couple people ask us about this particular episode. Sent me a DM and be like, "Oh, when's the special one dropping? Is it going to be spoiler free?" And I do want to tell everybody, I'll put this in the notes as well, but this will be a spoiler-free podcast, despite the fact that by the time you're hearing this, the game is out. We are still beholden to the embargo stipulations, which mention that we cannot talk about, it's like 5 or 6 different topics that we are forbidden to talk about, and we are going to honor that embargo, no problem, because we are honorable people like that. So this is going to be a spoiler-free discussion in the sense that we're not going to spoil the ending. Carlos is not going to give away any major story beats. We're not going to give you away any of the surprises, but we are going to talk about mechanics. We're going to talk about the gameplay. We're going to talk about design. We're going to talk about just our general impressions, the feelings, quests and stuff like that. So you're not gonna have your game experience ruined by listening to this podcast, but we are going to talk in a very frank sense about what it's like to play this game. But the end stuff will be safely unspoiled, right,
yes,
Carlos?
Correct. And also, how I have it structured in my notes is an overall kind of feeling about the game, which I thought I could do, and then you could add your 2 cents because you did go back to it a little bit.
I did a little bit, yes.
Then I have 2 elephants in the room that I want to talk about.
Okay, that sounds good.
Because those are things that are just on the internet right now a lot.
Yes.
And then I have miscellaneous.
Okay, let's just get to it, Carlos. So I'll chip in after you get done here. But since you put a lot more time in and you rolled, I did not roll credits. I will never roll credits on this game, but you did. So tell us, according to your agenda here, now that you've rolled credits, you've taken in the experience, you've spent some time with it. Overall feelings, where are you landing on this?
Well, I'll say my score to the end.
Yes,
but it's a pretty good Fallout 4 type game with procedural generation that has no place in this game. Like, it doesn't need to be there, and I didn't get any benefit out of it, and I don't like it. And so if this was just more like a Skyrim game where it was 1 planet or even 3 or 4 planets that were all handcrafted, I would have fucking loved it. Like, I would have been like, this is almost, I don't know, but Game of the Year, who knows? But like the world of Skyrim, the world of Fallout 4, these worlds were crafted. They knew their cities. They knew their little, sections that you go into and undergrounds. And this one has those for sure. And I feel like of a whole solar system that we're in, our universe, like there's a handful of them, right?
Yeah.
So if you have a handful of these like really good crafted areas that you're spending a lot of time in for, missions and stuff, then why do you have all those other planets with procedural generation resource grinding. You know, it didn't add anything to it. So
that must be where the 80 hours comes from.
nice. Well, by the way, you can scan all the planets too, which again is a No Man's Sky thing, but for this game doesn't seem to gel in the same way.
I had no idea why you'd want to do that.
Because you get information, it gets you experience points. There's like a meta game there, but again, it doesn't seem fun to me because I'll save that for the procedural generation talk.
Sure.
The overall takeaway is it's a pretty good fun, like I said, Fallout type game, sci-fi. And because I played at Melee, I can always have fun with Melee. And I just basically went through the whole game. And I think I told you this, but I never picked up a gun once in the 26 hours.
Most of the time? What do you axe?
Not most of the time. I used one knife, and then I upgraded to the better knife, which is like, there's legendary gear and stuff in this game. Yeah, so it was a knife that did a bunch of things, like did more damage as it did damage.
Sure.
Which is badass. And so that knife was my knife for the 26 hours. Once I got it early on, that was it. And I don't know if you want to feel like that makes the game like cornier or not as cool, that I could beat the whole game with a knife. On normal, by the way, just normal. I didn't put it on like easy or something. And that's what I did. So it was fun to me to kind of do that. Like we talked about Fallout on the show before, like I like doing that type of game, first person, kill things with melee, and get XP, and that's what I did.
I think that's to its credit that it let you play the way you wanted to play, and you got fun out of it. You were able to do melee, like I know that you like, and so I think that's ultimately a good thing.
It is, but as you see some of the clips coming out, when we'll start putting some up on TikTok, like it's still janky, right? Yes, I got what I wanted out of it, but it looks kind of crazy, at times, and it looks very Bethesda-y. Yeah. So. It's kind of every single thing I say tonight is a double-edged sword.
Right.
Or double-edged knife in this case.
Double-edged knife.
Yeah. Wait, that's the name of this?
Double-edged knife.
If we have a name. Yeah.
If we have a name, yeah. Okay, so that's your overall takeaway. It's a pretty good
I know.
Fallout.
Did I say anything just now? I don't know.
My sense of it was you had an okay time considering it to be kind of a Fallout 4-ish game, and you got to use a knife, and you always like that, so then that was your takeaway. That to me doesn't sound like a giant home run for Microsoft or Bethesda. You know what I'm saying?
It's just that, like the NPC stuff was, very, they're using the creation engine. So it's very like robotic, right? And it didn't immerse me. It didn't Last of Us or another game. It doesn't have to be PlayStation. It could be Xbox, whatever. Just another game that like immerses you fully because of story or the way that it looks. That's not what this does. It's like, it's a video game. You can almost tell, like it's a video game about space, and you kill things, you do side missions, and that's fine enough.
I guess, yeah. Well, so let me give you my takeaway.
Give me yours. Yeah,
basically echo. It's tough because I apologize in advance, folks, if I repeat myself, because, like I said, the last time we talked about this was 2 weeks ago, so I'm kind of trying to remember what I said 2 weeks ago. But basically, I went back to it tonight. I didn't want to. I put I think 5 hours in the first time. Then we recorded last time, the first chunk of this episode. And I was good. I was done. That was more than I wanted to see. I was not getting any of the right vibes. I was not getting the sense that if I kept playing, something cool would happen. I was not interested in the story. I was not interested in the mechanics. It was just like everything about this game was kind of turning me off, and I was like ready to bounce. Mm-hmm. So came back to it today, put another hour in, and I'm like, it was draining my will to live the more I played this game. I just my eyes were getting dark. I was slumped over my chair. My kid came over, asked me if I was okay, if I needed some orange juice to get my blood sugar up or something. I'm like, no, I'm fine. It's just Starfield. It's okay. And so
it's just Starfield.
It's just Starfield, dude. This game is exactly like you said. It's so video gamey. It doesn't have any of the elements that I need in order for me to play a big game like this. I did not feel attached to my character. I did not feel attached to the other people that I met. I did not feel immersed in the world. And I felt just really held back by all of the jankiness of this game. I mean, like we said earlier, this is like click on menu the game where you're just like menu I still have no idea why they bothered to even put spaceships into it. You can just fast travel anywhere.
Yeah.
And even if you try to fly, it's not a seamless experience. It's not like No Man's Sky where it's like you start at your base, You literally walk to your ship, you climb in the cockpit, you close the cockpit, you turn on the boosters, you boost up, you're in the lower atmosphere right above the ground, and you can skim on the ground if you want to. And then you higher and higher, you go up, you go out of the atmosphere, and then you're in space and you warp. Like, it's this continuous experience. And when you come back to some place, like, you are in that world because you were like landing on that ship. You're like landing on that landing pad. You're going into the space station. Like, it all makes sense. Like, it's this giant contiguous world. And here it's just like, menu. Here's a menu. Go over here. Here's another menu. Go over here. Like, you're just clicking fast travel over here. Do this thing over here. None of it holds together. Like, it doesn't really, in my head, doesn't feel like a place. It doesn't feel like I'm going on an adventure. It feels like I'm just clicking a bunch of buttons for nothing. And it feels like a lot of busy work and chaff and stuff that I shouldn't even be doing in the first place. A lot of like, go here for not really any real significant reason, and then go back over here and go back over here again. There's a lot of travel and menu clicking for no real benefit. Like, ultimately, when you do like a lot of travel in No Man's Sky, it like really helps to give you the feeling of like the vastness of where you are, or even when you're on a planet, like, you can feel like where you're at. Oh, this place is pretty far from my home base, I better get back. Or like, oh, here's this unexplored place that I've never been to and it's really far from this other place. Okay, like, I kind of know where I'm at, and you got to get a sense of you're being on an adventure. But here it's just like, I'm in a dirt patch and I'm gonna click this button, now I'm in the city, and then I'm gonna click this button, now I'm back on my ship, and I'm just kind of doing this stuff. And it just, I don't know why they even bothered with the spaceship, dude. I really don't.
To that point, like when you were talking about the menus, a lot of this game, especially early on, they make you do a lot of, like you said, like, for no reason, go to a place.
Yeah.
But then, like you said, you're in space and then you're on a planet, right? And you wouldn't think that'd be too bad on paper. But even in space, I don't feel like the speed does anything. Because there's like, the way you do speed in here, by the way, is also cumbersome. This wasn't in my miscellaneous, but like, you hit like the speed up and down on like how much resource power you want to give it.
Like on the little energy board on your ship.
Energy board. And then you can push forward and go faster and slower.
Yeah.
But all of it doesn't feel like any velocity. Like, I never felt like I was going fast. Maybe if I'm in a debris or like a asteroid belt or something, maybe some. But then like, to get to the planet, because you don't get to do that.
Right.
You just like see it in the distance. So to your point, it doesn't feel like any of it's there.
I mean, I would have loved if they had just taken a completely different approach with how they handled space, right? It's like they wanted you to have the space dogfights, which to me don't really add a lot to the experience.
Oh, I hate them.
Yeah. So I would love if you were like, you start at your base, you climb inside your ship. It shows you like strapping into the cockpit, and then you pull the gear forward, or like your little, your control pad or whatever. And then if you have this little panel where you have to allocate energy points, shield, missiles, lasers, interstellar boost or whatever. You have to like assign the points, right? Like, and that was like, okay, I would love if you like assign the points, and like, if you kind of like had to fly your ship a little bit, like give yourself boost points and take away missile points. You're not going to be doing fighting right now, you got to fly, so you're doing that. And then if you like flew, like if you got somewhere and like adjust your dials and stuff as you go, like kind of managing the ship, it would give like more of a feeling of like, oh man, I'm flying in space and I'm going somewhere, and this is kind of like a thing that I'm doing. And then when pirates show up or whatever, you're rushing for the cockpit, like, oh man, I got to get rid of those hyperspace points, I got to put them in the missile pod and get the missile activated. And like, it would give you like a sense of being there and doing something, but it just doesn't feel like that at all. And what you do get is just like a lot of menu clicking, a lot of like time wasted is what it feels like to me. And I really question what they thought the takeaway of that whole section was, the space and the ship and the warp and the travel. I don't know what they think the player is getting from that.
Yeah, and I don't want to bring up No Man's Sky like over and over
again. It's like
again.
Impossible not to bring it up.
It's impossible. Right. But because you did, and this is my last time I'll ever mention it and Starfield together, because I just remembered, because you and I played 500 hours of No Man's Sky or something.
Played a lot of No Man's Sky, yeah.
And to our credit, or whatever, we both played it. I think I played it before you, but we both did play it like uber early, when it was like not anything like it was now, right?
Oh yeah.
And I remember playing it, I think it was day one, or like pre-order, because it's Carlos, and it wasn't finished, and there was parts that were broken.
It was not good. It was not good.
And it was hard. I remember the very beginning, it was like I was just dying. I caught on fire in the beginning, and in my cockpit or something. But the point is, even in that broken state, it was miles and miles better than Starfield when it comes to what you just said, the immersiveness. Yeah. Because, and again, I know they're not going for that, but you just brought it up, and I was like, there's no other video game that's given me that sense of wonderment.
Yeah.
And there was a reason I stopped, because I had played, so many hours of it. But in those initial times of like going to another planet, like you said, and it being so vastly different too, right? Like dark rocks, and the rocks were floating, and I was like, what the fuck, And it wasn't a cookie cutter experience, and it went on forever, and you could walk the whole planet. It just felt like I was there. I really did feel like I was there. And I was like, what the fuck is this game? And so, like, just remembering you talk about it is like, man, if that could have been in a Bethesda RPG, that would have been cool.
I mean, and that's really the thing that gets me about Starfield is like, I just don't understand what they were going for, because, as we said earlier, the team came out, and I think it was, what's his name? Who's the leader of the studio?
Todd Howard.
Todd Howard. And he was like, oh man, all the team got together. This is the game we were dreaming of. This is the game we wanted to make. And like, real talk, dude, it feels like a Fallout 4 mod is what it feels like. It just feels like you're making Fallout again, except you slapped some like really wonky spaceship stuff onto it, a bunch of fucking menus, and you don't have any sense of place or immersion. How is this the game that you wanted to make? Or what do you think you're doing better here that you didn't already do? As I'm sitting playing it, I'm just like, the combat is kind of fast, but that kind of clashes with like the hoovering of like a Fallout, and like you're not wandering around, like you're not managing your survival, you're just going from like place to place, and you're kind of like doing quickie story beats that don't really mean a lot because you don't have a lot of investment in it. And it's just, and like the encumbrance and stuff, like all these little bits, like we said last time, it just feels like so Frankenstein together, and I just don't understand what the vision was on this game, because it's, I mean, again, I think we all were kind of thinking, oh shit, it's like Bethesda doing No Man's Sky, and it's not. Like, it's just Fallout with some space junk bolted onto it.
Yeah. And I think that's important about the Frankenstein thing we mentioned last time, which is an hour ago or something, is that's what it is. It's like disparate.
Yeah.
Yeah, like ideas, like all put together. And they don't work really. And also things like, you said encumbrance, the stuff I'm going to get to in the miscellaneous section. There's just so many little deaths from 1,000 cuts.
Yeah.
That while you're trying to have a good time and do a mission or whatever, these things are annoying. Like the simple fact of when you back out of any menu, generally any menu, you have to either hold the button down, which is insane.
Yes.
And if you hit it once, it goes to another menu. So you can't ever just jump back to your character. Which is bonkers to me.
Which is bonkers. Well, let me just a quick anecdote. We're going to be all over the map on this one, folks. But
I don't think we are. We're good.
In the very last time, right before I deleted the game off my console, which is what I did with a smile, I got rid of it, and I'm like, thank God that's gone. I was doing one of the missions where you're with Sam Coe. I think you meet that guy, and he's played by the guy Elias Tufexis, who is the voice of the Deus Ex guy, whatever that guy's name is.
Is it the cowboy guy?
Yeah, the cowboy.
Okay,
guy.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, you get to this town, and like the thing, like it's like
minor spoiler for the first mission, because I know what you're going to talk about, and I can say some things about it.
I don't think you know what I'm going to talk about.
Oh, the bank thing?
No, I'm not talking about
okay.
That was dumb. But anyway, you're supposed to, you do this thing, and then you got to go to a place. And I didn't realize that I must have like inadvertently like clicked a button, or maybe my finger slipped or something, and I was like in the wrong menu. And so I thought it was highlighting where I was supposed to go, because the mission was saying go talk to this person, which was the next step in that storyline, but the menu was not saying that. The menu was like, I don't know what the menu was doing. So I got lost, and I'm like, where is this thing I'm supposed to go to? Where am I? I don't even know where I'm going. And I kept going to the menu and clicking highlight the mission, show me the path, like chart your course there. And it kept sending me to space and then back to the planet and then space and back to the planet. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to lose my mind. It's like I've never played a video game before. It's like I don't know how to use menus. Like, what is happening here? It is just so discombobulated and scattered. And I finally figured out that the marker was on the wrong thing. And I'm like, okay, fuck this UI, fuck this game, fuck everything about this. I went to the place where I got to go. And I mean, by that time, dude, I was so frustrated, and I was just like, this shouldn't be this hard. I've played a cajillion games. I've played 40 fucking years of video games, just like you. We are the old fucking timer dinosaurs of video games. We know how to navigate menus. We know how to navigate RPGs. We know how to navigate quest logs. This game is not doing it right. And I was so frustrated by getting lost over something I should never have been getting lost by, that when we got to the person that I was supposed to talk to, I was done, dude. I was toasted. I busted out my axe and I started chopping him up because I was like, I don't want to play this fucking game anymore.
Yeah.
I'm going to kill this NPC. And I started like hacking him up. Sam Coe, my partner, vanished, disappeared, and then the guy like crumpled, and you couldn't kill him because
you couldn't kill him, main character. Yep.
And I'm just hacking and hacking. I'm like, dude, this is what I think of your game. And just, it's going to make you bleed. And I just couldn't. I lost.
That's your ending. Okay.
Yeah. My son needed to take the control out of my hand.
Yeah. Then he got you that orange juice.
He's like, come on, Dad, here's the orange juice. He put a little like crocheted shawl around my shoulders. He's like, have a sit down.
Little heating blanket.
I'll put on a cartoon for you. It's okay.
Oh my goodness.
I lost my mind, dude. I can't play this game anymore. It is hitting all the wrong notes for me.
Well, let me just finish and say that I agree with you on that mission thing because again, both of us have played every game, and not exaggeration.
Not an exaggeration.
And the way that you have to select the mission within the mission folder is bullshit. Okay, that's already bullshit.
Yeah.
And I did what you did, where I didn't have the right one selected, and so the menu showed me to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And so I went somewhere else for a very long time.
Yes, it does that.
Yeah, it does that.
Why does it do that?
So I did that too. That's bad, man. That's real bad, and that will definitely come out in the reviews. So, okay, let me just address one of the elephants in the room.
Yes,
because it sounds like we got a good understanding of how we both
wait.
feel
What did you
about
think I was going to say about that mission, though? By the way.
Oh, so what mine is, which is a minor spoiler, just on
jump
one
ahead like 2
mission.
minutes or something. Yeah.
There's a bank, and it's one of the first missions where you have to like go, either persuade the person. This is a good what is it? Metaphor for the whole game or something or whatever.
Okay.
You get to this game and I'm open-minded. I'm like, this is gonna be fun. It seems like Fallout already, but let's just keep going. And it's got persuasion with like what's it called when you're trying to do like persuasion checks on dialogue.
You do like your speech check to see if you can talk somebody into doing something. Yeah.
So it's like, okay, there's these robbers in there. They got some people. They're holding them from ransom. How are you going to handle this? Any way you want.
Yes, exactly.
Which is absolute bullshit because, and I remember hearing people online say, hey, Todd Howard, can we like, be stealth and be a pacifist player? And he was like, kind of. And again, he was saying kind of. He should have just said no because this game is about killing people.
A lot of people.
Like, it's mainly that. And so, as soon as I think I had my knife by then, and they were like, we could talk to the person, blah, blah, blah. So I did try to talk for a minute and like it failed, I was like, and by the way, that persuasion thing I do not like. It's confusing.
The persuasion engine, it's pretty confusing.
It's confusing. You're like, do I pick the green one? Do I go right to the orange one? I don't know.
It's not as clear as they think it is. Yeah.
No. So I failed that and didn't like it. And I was like, okay, I know what you want me to do. You want me to go and just kill these guys. So I decided to like kind of do it tricky and go, I'll pick the door and go through the back. And then, I don't know if they're going to like have to get in there quickly because they might kill one of the hostages, and they literally keep saying that. So the minute I get in there, it goes video game time because there's no hostages or they're like hidden away.
There's no hostages?
No, they're in there, but like it's not a problem. You know what I mean?
They're not in danger.
They're not in danger at all. It's like I go in and they go, bad guy, come at you now. And then I just got to kill 15 people.
Do they just like rush you straight on?
Yeah, they just come in. They go, hey, here he is. And so I kill them all. And then the hostages are sitting there, like laying down and like, oh, I'm glad you got us. And then, by the way, after I rescued them, in quotes, rescued them, they just stayed there. Like most of them just stayed there. Because they
probably were pretty comfortable by that point. They had made a little home for themselves in the bank while they were hostages.
My point is NPC, behaviors and stuff. It just felt so video gamey, and that was like one of the first missions. So it's like when I did that, I go, "Oh, that's what this game is." I got it.
Well, I did the same mission, and I passed. I beat it by the persuasion, actually.
Oh, good job.
And it was dumb because I'm a stranger coming into this town. I don't know anything about anybody, and the sheriff is like, "Go talk to him, stranger," because reasons, right? Like they're in reality, there's no way they would ever send any like rando to go up and talk to people. No. And I failed the first check, and I just kept kind of pushing things, and I eventually got him to go along. But it was just like really unsatisfying. There wasn't like a lot of art to it, and I just walked away feeling like that was super video gamey. Like that felt like a very throwaway Fallout mission that you would just like really quickly do and move on and forget about instantly, which is basically what happened. So
yeah, I definitely even thought that one was going to change and turn into a different thing that it did, So quickly, 2 elephants that are in the room.
Yes, the elephants.
Which are the online kind of conversations. I just want to give my quick take on each one of them. First one was because of all the, semi-leaked stuff, but not very much. A lot of people were talking about the boundaries and how that kind of leaked a little bit early, where someone had shown footage of people walking on a planet, getting to the end of it, in quotes, the end of it, and it'd say, hey, you can't go any further.
Like an invisible wall that you can't walk past.
A literal invisible wall.
Gotcha.
You can't walk past it.
Yes,
yeah,
got you.
I've tested this on everywhere. And so in the beginning, people were like, oh, it's maybe just a tutorial, you know? And then I'm sitting here playing it going like, no, it's every planet. Because, you know, it's procedurally generated. So I just want to bring it up because everyone was like, you know, losing their mind about the fact that it was even there, right? And that you can't just walk around the whole planet. Then other people that were like, you know, defending Xbox was like, why would I want to walk 40 minutes anyhow, you know?
Right.
The answer is you're both wrong. And Sony ponies and Xbox, whatever, shut up because your little war is stupid and I hate it. It's about the game. It's not about your little, you know, whatever.
Yes, your console beef, yes.
Yeah, that thing is non-existent, so you guys are silly. What it's about is it's the procedural generation stuff is dumb because it doesn't matter that there's a boundary because it's not fun in between. Like they're just plopping down stuff. I went to tons of planets, by the way. They're just plopping down stuff like a random spaceship, a random outpost, a random thing. And then there might be an encounter there, might be NPCs, there might be dialogue, which is kind of cool, I guess. But all it feels like a video game. You know, it's just like, oh, that's just that new thing I have to do. And correct me if I'm wrong, you know, 80 hours in, 100 hours in, there's maybe some really cool missions in there. Fine. But I'm just bringing up the elephant in the room because that whole discussion everybody had online was not the discussion to have. Like, the boundary didn't matter because it's about the content on the planet that matters.
I mean, I totally agree, dude. And this kind of reminds me of, I think it was Skyrim that had like the Radiant quest generation. Does that sound right to you?
That sounds right, yeah.
Where they were like, oh, you can do infinite quests because the AI will just generate these things. And like when you actually did them, it was like, you know, there was a couple different dungeons and you just kind of went into them and you'd get like a random dude out at the end. And it was like a thing that you could do if you have excess lifespan and you needed to like fill it with something.
Yeah.
But like it wasn't like quality content. I mean, after you did a couple of them, you're like, okay, I'm just doing the same thing over and over. This is not really great. I don't really see the need for random generation in a game like this. I would have, I mean, again, not to, you know, I guess I'm being the couch developer or backseat developer or whatever. But it's like I would have, like you said, I would have rather had 2 or 3 or 4 handcrafted planets completely full of like really good stuff, like really, you know, like I'm thinking like Fallout New Vegas stuff where there was random shit that happened. Like you would get like emergent, like a death claw would come and it would meet one of those Yao Guai bears or whatever accidentally, and you'd be like over the hill going, oh shit, they're gonna fight, and then they do. Like that's cool, like I like that, but like it's not a randomly generated world. Like they handcrafted the world, so there's like interesting places to go, and like you'd find a town, and then there's like, oh man, Elvis impersonators, that's weird.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, you go over here, you'd be like, oh, I gotta like reunite these Romeo and Juliet people. That's really fun. And oh, there's a big dinosaur. Like wherever you go, like there would be like a couple moments that they knew you would find that are cool moments, and it felt like anything that you did in the middle of going between those moments was kind of like the random discovery, and that was no big deal. But you were going from point to point to point, and those were all crafted. Like, I don't see the value in here's an engine which will generate infinite quests that are all like really low calorie, low quality quests because gamers want to just like spend their whole life playing this one game. Like that to me is like kind of a failed idea. And I think that now that we've seen this a couple times, at least 2 times from Bethesda and more from other developers, I just never see it really working out. I can't think of one example where spontaneous quest generation is really the shit and it's so great and it's so fun. I can't think of a single example.
Well, let me say this one thing. So I'm specifically talking about the actual planet itself, right? And just getting it out there that the conversation about the invisible
the
walls
boundaries and stuff,
it doesn't matter. It's really about
agreed,
the huge landmass that's kind of not filled in.
Right.
But to your point, like there are a couple things that happened in my playthrough that I won't spoil that are like the thing that you just said.
Okay.
Right?
Some emergent stuff happened.
Yeah. And then that was cool. But the problem is I walked a long way to find it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
pretty
so,
infrequent happening.
So what you said is much more of a better experience because then I'm in this place that is handcrafted and those emergent things are happening. Again, it goes back to I would have liked this game to be 3 planets. Like maybe 4 planets at the most. Still could do the last act, which I won't spoil. You could do that anywhere. You could do a kind of final story beat anywhere.
Right.
And so 3 or 4 planets fully handcrafted, that's my opinion, but whatever. that's that. Elephant.
So that's the one elephant in room, number one.
Elephant number two. Oh, is this really an elephant, or did I just make up this elephant?
I don't know. You tell me.
Space battles. I think it was because I just heard so many people pre the game coming out excited about them and kind of like toting like, oh, this is why it's going to be even a more special game because, it's not only the Skyrim-y stuff, but it's like you can go to space and, build up your ship and all that stuff. The building of the ships is confusing as fuck. I want to make sure I hit that fuck real good.
Yes, you can hit it pretty good. That was a good one.
Good, thank you. It's fucked up. It's like fucked up, especially on controller. Maybe it's better on PC. And I know you didn't do any of it. I'm guessing.
No, I did the combat, but I didn't bother with like the resources or building up anything. Yeah. There was no point to it for me.
It's hard. Okay, it's really difficult. There's a story mission where you have to have a certain kind of like drive. I like got just that drive and like one new ship, just to do the check off the checkbox. But I never wanted to do the other stuff. And so like that and the space combat to me is like bad. Like I was definitely getting lost a lot. I couldn't find the other people and to shoot them. There's a way that you can actually bug it out where you go far enough away from the guys who are shooting at you, and they won't find you forever.
Oh, really? They're not able to keep up with you. If
no. If you go fast enough and you go close enough to the planet, but not on it, Brad, and just kind of like hover near the planet, which is what I did because I was like losing health. They just stay out there. They're like, I wonder where he is. I don't know. Let's go fly around.
It's really dark in space. Maybe they couldn't see you.
They couldn't see me or hear me scream.
That's right. No one can hear you scream in space.
So yeah, that was. I think that's terrible. I guess it isn't really an elephant in the room, but it's just like that a lot of people bring it up, and I think once they start playing it, they'll be like, I don't know about this.
It just didn't. Yeah, it held no weight for me because I wasn't tied to my ship. I didn't feel immersed in the ship. It didn't feel like it had any real value other than to say that you fought somebody in space. Like it was just like more menus to click through, and I got through them as quickly as possible because I just didn't really enjoy that aspect of it.
Yeah. Oh, I will say this is a pick-me-up elephant, an asterisk elephant, is that a lot of people talk about how you could play the game how you want, that kind of bullshit. And by the way, I've realized each one of these we've done, I get quieter as we go for.
I did notice your voice was getting softer.
It's because I'm tired. This game makes me tired.
It wears you out. This game does wear you out. Yes.
Although the first hour, I think I talked quieter because I was like didn't know if we could say anything. I was like scared.
Being quiet in case Bethesda's listening.
Yeah, they were listening. No, it's because they say you can play it like you want. I played it with melee. That's one difference. But I did try the guns like now a little bit later, just after, and I don't like them. But the point is, the character creation is not good. And it's an RPG that you're going to spend 100, 200 hours, whatever you're supposed to spend in it. I don't even feel any attachment to my character because I didn't feel like I made the character I wanted to make.
Same. I was not attached to my character either. I struggled to make anybody that I was happy with, and I'm like, whatever.
Right.
Just pick anybody and move on. It doesn't matter.
I guess, that's just a mini elephant because it's like they really do hammer that home. They're like, you could be whoever you want, and it's going to be your backstory and all that stuff. Anyways.
All right, so let's put the elephants back in the pen for a minute. Okay, so I feel like at this point in our Starfield careers, we're like, I don't know, an hour and a half. If you take into account the episode that people just listened to that we did 2 weeks ago, plus what we're talking about now, we're like an hour and a half of basically just like blowing the game up. So in the spirit of fairness, pick a couple things that you thought were good or that you liked about this game. Tell me something.
That's a good pick.
Tell me something positive. Let's change it up a little bit.
Let's change it up. It was a lot of negative fest.
Yeah. So let's something happy.
It comes out, by the way, of like, because I do love Bethesda. I really do. And I played every single game that they ever made, including the older ones. And so, you just want a lot. And if it doesn't hit your expectations,
hopes and expectations,
it just hurts. That's all.
Yeah.
I'm more sad than mad.
Yes, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah, that's right. Well, like I said earlier, I could probably play a Bethesda melee game, kill things, get XP, pick up every piece of loot ever, forever. Like that is one of my favorite things to do in the world. Okay. That's why I probably, unlike you, will still play this game that we're talking about. If that's not a kudos, I don't know what is.
That's a pretty big kudos. The fact that you're going to keep playing this game, that's a win.
With all the cons. I can still get a Bethesda-ness out of it. Okay.
For a second, I thought you were going to say Bethesda Boner. That would have been pretty funny.
Jeez. That's not the name of the show.
I swear I thought that's what you were going to go for.
Oh, nice. I think I've been smarter than what I came up with. The other positive is the ending of the game, the final acts.
Yes, which we're not going to spoil.
No, I'm just saying, and this is actually good, positive, and PR would love to hear this.
Yes.
Like I will tell friends when I talk to them finally about it, is that is almost worth the price of admission to me. I think
the ending sequence.
Well, the ending, not just sequence, the end of the chunk, whatever they call it, the
end
last
chunk.
act.
Yes. The final act.
It's got some real cool stuff. I mean, real cool. That's all I can say.
That's what I've heard.
So that's a pretty big kudos. Okay.
Excellent.
The other one is, I was going to say, no, nobody I care about in the world. I was going to say NPCs or companions, but I don't care for any of them.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I remember I told you and I'm going to a con, but when we started the game, the first few hours, I got to the Explorers Club or whatever it is, Constellation Club.
Yes, the rich English people exploring the world.
Yeah, and
colonizers.
The colonizers I got to, and I go, Brad, I'm going to kill all of these people.
Yes, I remember that.
And then I realized you can't because they're all main companions. Although I tried, just to see.
I did too.
Nice. They just go down for a minute and get upset.
Like the message just comes up. They're like, they don't like that. And I'm like, yeah.
They don't like being killed.
Stabbed you like 50 times. I bet you don't like that, but you still didn't die. And that's what I don't like, is you didn't die.
Yeah. And the game does do a lot of those in-between states where it's like you said, if you do some weird shit and your companion's with you, they might just leave.
Yeah, they bounce. Yeah, they do.
I don't know. There's some positives, I think, there.
Yeah, that's good. Excellent.
Okay, here's my miscellaneous, which a positive might pop out of, and then we can end.
Okay.
Is, well, this is a con. Ran out of storage a lot. I think you mentioned that.
Yeah, this bananas, dude. Just as a quick side note, I'm playing Black Skylands on Xbox, which is an indie top-down 2D game where you're like a sky pirate and you have a ship. And you know what? You do have limited space on your ship. Depends on which ship you have. Sometimes you've got like 18 slots. Sometimes it's 32. You can expand it, whatever. But it's very easy to get back to base. It takes you like a second to get back to your base. And your base has motherfucking infinite goddamn storage. You can store as much as you want, and it doesn't matter, and there's no encumbrance. And you know what? I think it's a better game for it.
It is. I mean, especially these types of games. It's so counterintuitive. They want you to pick up stuff. You know what I mean?
And then they punish you for picking up stuff. Literally, because you start losing life, because you get CO2 buildup because you're carrying too much shit.
Well, that's the other asterisk. That thing has got to go. That's got to go out meter. Of the patch. Yeah. Literally, you're building a game that you want people to live in for hundreds of hours. You want them to explore. And this is bonkers, Brad. How is this real? How is this real? How are we in this reality where you make a procedurally generated planet that you have to run around a lot, but it hurts you to run?
Yeah.
That should be the first thing that anybody talks about with this game. That's the most broken thing.
No, I agree.
You can't get, and your health gets hurt. Not that you just ran out of breath. You hurt yourself.
Yeah, you don't even just like stop and like have to catch your breath for a minute, but like you literally are killing yourself. With CO2. So just side note, again, sorry to go negative, but I have to say this. This game has the worst jetpack I think I've seen in years. It is the shittiest, most pathetic, like worthless jetpack. It's an insult to me.
And you can only use it sometimes too. It
made me so angry how weak it was. It's just like basically just giving you like a very, 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 very weak like little double jump. Or if you get really what the purpose of it is, if you get hung up on environment, you can just boost your way off the environment. Like, if you get hung up on a shell for a cart or something like that and you're stuck, you boost off of it. That's what it's for. It's not really like a jetpack where you can fly and get on top of stuff. And I couldn't get on top of a single fucking building. I'm like, I want to get on the roof of this thing. Nope. Your jetpack does not do that. That is not what this jetpack is.
Wait a minute. So this might be the weirdest conversation I thought I would have ever. I don't think I've ever used a jetpack.
In a game?
No, in this game.
You didn't use the jetpack?
I didn't know how to use a jetpack.
Did you? You finished the game. You rolled credits. That shows you how important the jetpack is in this game.
Well, because the jetpack kicks in when you're in anti-gravity. Like the gravity's gone. Mm-hmm. And then you can use the little firing rockets and go up and down. You know that thing?
Yeah.
That's not what you're talking about?
No. Like when you're just doing regular grav stuff. if you have to equip, like, not every backpack has it, but some of the backpacks have jetpacks on them. You get one pretty quickly after you meet the colonizers at the English Gentlemen's Club or whatever. And you get one of those. I'm like, ooh, sweet. There's even skills on the skill tree for it, for jetpacking.
Oh my goodness.
And like you just jump, like your pathetic ass little like 1 foot in the air jump, and then it just goes, and you just kind of like go up like 6 more inches or something. It's really bad. It's really bad.
It had to be obviously super bad that I didn't even like notice I wasn't.
You didn't even
using
notice. You didn't even know you had it. Yeah.
Well, here's the other reason though, because I was doing melee and just physical damage like reduction. That all I did was look for the backpacks. I guess that's what they are. I just thought they were backpacks, not jetpacks. And they had physical damage reduction, like armor.
Oh, yeah. So maybe you were putting on ones that didn't have a jetpack on it.
Wow, I never had a jetpack the whole game.
That's great. Well, you better start over.
No, well, yeah.
New game plus with a jetpack. Whole new experience.
We'll see.
No, it's not.
So the encumbrance is dumb. The storage, running out of storage is dumb, especially a game like this. And the CO2 thing is dumb. Those are all negative. A positive. Nope, one more negative. The thumbnails when you load a game,
yes,
have to have a picture. It's 2023.
Oh, you mean like in the save file?
Yeah, you gotta know where you're going.
Yeah.
Like I go to Baldur's Gate 3 right after this game,
Yeah.
And all of them have images, of course, like
to remind you of where you were, which one it was, and stuff.
In this game, you could be anywhere. You could be anywhere in the universe, and you don't get a picture. That's got to be an upgrade.
That's a weird oversight. Yeah.
That's a patch. That's got to be
for sure.
And then the last thing in the miscellaneous, when you back out of menus, we already did that one. Just the UI. I think we already talked about that.
Which is we went on for quite a while about that in the first hour. Yeah.
But to finish that UI thing, and the last time I'll ever say it, is the map is garbage. There's no local map, which is also insane.
Terrible. Yeah.
Insane. In this 2023 again, these things are just normal. Mini map? Nope. Like ground map where you are on the planet? Nope, not really.
Yeah.
It's just like it's an illusionary map where, like we said with Fort Solis or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like kind of you're here, It's inexcusable.
Yeah, and there's just like little bits like that feel like overall that this game is just like rushed and the pieces don't fit and they don't have a good coherent experience. Like I feel like the lack of the map and the lack of immersion and the menus and how the combat is so janky and you're picking up stuff but you're encumbered and then you've got like CO2 poisoning but you're supposed to walk everywhere, and just like a lot of these things just don't really make a lot of sense when you put them side by side. And it almost feels like they started out one way, they switched horses midstream, and they're kind of just like retconning a bunch of stuff to make it work. And this is not the superstar home run AAA experience. And I get that it's Bethesda, so Bethesda mysteriously somehow gets a pass by always being more janky than anyone, and yet people still kind of let it go. But even if you take that into account, I don't feel the vision here. I don't see really what they're going for, and I'm just very puzzled by the entire Starfield experience. I had a miserable time with it. I couldn't quit it fast enough, and I will never come back to it. But I have to wonder, what is this game going to be like in 6 months or a year? I could imagine they would, take the hacksaw to it and a bunch of Band-Aids and some duct tape, and it might be a very different feeling experience in 6 months. But in the current state right now, I don't know how you feel, Carlos. We haven't gotten to your official score yet, but for me, this game is a hardcore miss on basically every level.
Yeah, I was thinking that in the scope of, this is kind of good place to end it, in the scope of just all things Bethesda.
Yeah.
Every other game, I've like endured the jankiness because I like the worlds they're building. I like some of the storytelling. I like some of the...
There's positives. There's something to hold on to.
Well, we've already talked about it all the time, but the crafted areas, like there wasn't the randomness. There was, even in 4, there was the kind of, making stuff kind of part of it, which is, I can't say words. It's too late. Creating houses and all that shit, right?
Yeah.
Like, so that was kind of a little bit new element, but it still kept the main missions. And, I don't know. This is the very first Bethesda game where I feel like it's broken in a way that I don't like. I don't want to play it.
Yeah.
Like the other ones were broken and that was fine, but this one is like broken in the weirdest places, and it makes playing it, to reiterate again, just difficult. Like, if I'm having a difficult time doing the thing, then it's not going to be fun. And also, by the way, I know that they've done this in Skyrim. Like, if you use a skill over and over again, we didn't even talk about skills. It gets better. It seems much more of a passive experience in Skyrim, and I just do things, then I get better. But this one, it has like these little fucking...
The mini challenges.
Fuck you and your challenge. Especially because they don't even restart until, like, you hit the level, I think. So, like, when you upgrade, then it, like, the new challenge starts. So, the example is, get hit for 100 damage, and then you can upgrade yourself or whatever. Then when you do upgrade yourself, it says, okay, now get hit for like 500 damage.
But you've already been hit for like 1,000 in the time between.
Yeah,
exactly.
So that's broken again. See, that's not a regular function that works. So that's my thing, is that every other game I've seen past all that because it's just a fun game and the game's not fighting me, and this game's fighting me at times.
I mean, here's my takeaway, right? Is like, I'm not the guy who goes around creating havoc. I mean, I think that's definitely more your jam, right? But like, I'm the guy who I like to meet the NPCs. I like to do the quests. I don't kill anybody that it doesn't need to be killed. I never play the evil character. And in this game, the only fun I was having was when I was like so frustrated that I was like murdering civilians at random and just running around like an idiot with my knife out. And like, that's not ever how I play a game. Never. Yeah. I never play games like that.
You're pushed to it.
Yeah. It's yes, I think you're absolutely right.
Falling down, you were doing falling down the movie.
Yes, I was Michael Douglas in Falling Down, dude, where I'm like, I want to get back to work. I want to get out of this traffic. I want to just do my thing. And it was so frustrating on so many levels that like I just had to like go nuts in the town. And that's not who I am, dude. That is 100% never been who I am. And that's who I was this time. That was dark times for me.
Yeah. Well, in closing, one other funny thing that happened. It's kind of a funny thing, so it's not, I guess it's negative, but is that, again, I'm playing it before any patch, right? So it's just like you said, Cyberpunk before the patch.
Yeah.
This game feels like Cyberpunk. I said that last section. It definitely feels like Cyberpunk. It might be changed sooner or later, but, I would see things like the whole city of, was it Frontier or whatever?
Yeah.
That little city to state town or whatever.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Like, I just walk in, like I got off my spaceship and I just walk into town and everybody freaked out. I don't know if it was I smelled because I was on the spaceship for a long time, but the entire city ran, like at once.
Ran away from you.
Yeah, well, they just ran it in every direction. But
gotcha.
They all like got the aggro scared flag or something. That happened many times, not just once. That happened many times. When I came home, I'd be like, guys, come on, it's just me. But everybody running havoc, people shooting each other, which is always funny. So that kind of stuff, again, where it could be janky and fun, the most of the times I felt it in this game, it was janky and broken.
Yeah.
Because now I'm like, I can't even talk to certain people because everybody just left.
Right.
There's more times than I can count on, all of my hands that kind of stuff happened early on. But okay, Neil, let's just do a score.
Long story short, I think my experience with this game pretty negative. You were able to find more fun than I was,
and beat it and enjoy the ending. Yes,
and you did. So, but I think regardless of all that, I think the bottom line here is that at least at launch, who knows in 6 months or a year, but at least at launch, I don't think either one of us feels like this is the game that we were expecting, and I don't feel like this is going to be the system seller or the home run that Microsoft or Bethesda wanted. And it stings even doubly so after Redfall, which was the most recent, huge embarrassment for Microsoft. So I think they really needed a win in the clutch, and I do not feel this is it.
Yeah. And to reiterate again, anybody who's like listening to us or having discussions online about this game, just my PSA is that, like, don't fight each other over Xbox versus PlayStation. It literally is not about that. It's about game developers and making games, and that's all it's about. And either you make a good game or you don't, and sometimes it's beyond your control. Pandemic messed up a lot of people. There was also developer stuff where people leave and come back. I understand. I've been in development houses and seen the mayhem, in there. Just like trying to make a movie. It's really hard. I'm not saying why. But I'm just saying, like, don't make it Xbox versus PlayStation.
Sure.
This is definitely Microsoft management. That could be called into question. But when it comes to like this specific game, it's just Bethesda didn't hit their goal.
Exactly.
And Microsoft did say that also about Redfall. They were like, "Hey, it wasn't us." But at the same time, they should have responsibility for the management.
They had some responsibility for sure. Okay, so all that aside.
Yes.
All that aside, Carlos, you played the game, you rolled credits, you spent a heck of a lot of time with it. Here at the launch, the inaugural event of Starfield hitting the public, what do you give in terms of a score? What do you rate Starfield, my friend?
Do you want to guess, or do you want me to just tell you?
Just tell you better.
Okay.
Just tell me.
Yeah. I feel like you would guess low.
I was gonna guess really low, but go ahead.
I think this game is my TLDR take is a pretty good time Fallout 4 type game that is in space with the sci-fi and some procedural generation.
And
it gets a 7 out of 10.
What? Oh my god, that's way too high, dude.
Really?
Yeah. What? I mean, you can give whatever score you want.
Well, you've talked me down
go
before.
Way lower than that, dude. Because
I think. Okay, here's the thing. I think I could maybe go down to 6 or 6.5, but like, and yeah, you have talked me down before. But the reason I say 7 is because that final act is really fucking special. I'm really serious about that. Like, I got a little chills. Okay.
Sure.
That's a lot to be said. I could watch an independent film.
Sure.
And if it was only an hour long and it gave me those chills, I could rate it 8. You know what I mean?
Sure. But you put in like 25 or 30 hours and you only had a good time at the very, very end of it.
No, that's not true. I told you I had a good time killing people, getting experience points, and picking up all the loot.
Sure.
So I
so
like
that
doing
too. That. Okay. So that's an average activity in an average game. Picking up loot, a jillion games.
That's why this feels
that.
like a 7 out of 10 is an average game. It feels like 6 or 7 out of 10.
Yeah. Oh, that's totally fine. I respect your. I respect your
I'm
feeling.
calling it an average game.
That is totally fine. I think the disconnect for me is having been at GameCritics.com for so long. For us, an average is 5. 5 is exactly the middle of the road, and so a 7 to me is better than average. Like,
okay, you know what? You're right. I'm just it's me just trying to figure out.
I mean, I'm not trying to sway you. I'm just saying where I'm coming from is.
I'm telling you what I want to do, but I haven't scored numbers in a long time, so I'm saying it is average to me, like, which is actually hurtful, really.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit above average because the ending's so cool, and I probably will still play it, which means it has to be something to me.
I mean, that to me seems like a 6. That's
so
like
6. Okay, let's do this. We're gonna split the difference. It's 6.5.
Split the difference.
6.5.
6.5. There you go. Official So Videogames score. I twisted his arm, talked him down.
By 0.5 though. I feel confident with that. That's
it's a small twist. It wasn't much of a twist. I'm weak. All right, there it is. It was a small twist of the arm, 6.5, So Videogames official score, and the end of our Starfield journey. I know, Carlos, you said you're going to play it again. I've already deleted it from my hard drive. I'm never coming back to this game unless they do like a huge overhaul. This game is just not for me. But I am very curious to see what people make of this game. The embargo drops in about 48 hours. I am very curious to hear perceptions and thoughts, and it's very curious too because a lot of people did not get code, so I am very fortunate that we got code. I'm glad that we were on the list of people to play this game. Unfortunately it wasn't better, but in 48 hours we will see what the world thinks of Starfield.
Well, I'm going to say 2 things before we close. One, remember this is dropping and it is out.
Yeah, it will be out by the that's true. Yeah,
for the people who
pre-ordered. I'm in the time loop.
And then 2, I am actually super grateful to have gotten to play the game early because it felt very special.
Yes.
Like, I think I remember texting you going like, we are one of the only people on the planet playing this.
Yes.
That is super exciting to me, and I will keep wanting to do that. So anybody who ever wants to send me/us codes, it just feels really special to be able to do it. So even if I hate or love your game, I still love trying things, early. So that's fun to me.
All right, there we go, folks. That's it. Thanks for joining us on this special 2-parter, although it's really just kind of a single part. launch day episode, and we will be back this weekend for our normal episode with other games. I'm not going to talk about Starfield. I don't think you probably will either. But we are you coming back? No, you're not here this weekend. I'm soloing.
No,
right?
no, I think I am coming back because I might talk about Starfield again.
Oh my god. Okay, well, whatever it is, we're having another episode, regular episode this weekend, not a chit-chatty episode like this one, and we will see you then.
See you then. That seems weird.
Yeah, it is weird.